Happy New Year, podcast pals. Dana here to give my daily love to everybody at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Just a quick brag, I'm a Smart Club member. And yeah, it's a big deal because when the polar vortex hits, your house will let you know real fast. That's why right now is honestly the best time to do comfort upgrades. Standard's running a ton of specials right now. Things like whole home humidifiers to fix that dry winter air, UV lights to help keep the air cleaner, and ERVs that bring in that fresh air without dumping the heat. Trust me, you will notice a difference in a big way. Be cozy this winter. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930. Online at standardheating.com.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93
Day 2 with no Nick. Video journal. Recording experiences for posterity. Terror diarrhea, still prevalent. Remember to apologize to coworkers for the mess. Fear level letting the listeners down in Nick's absence. Off the charts. Ability to masturbate under extreme duress. Still awesome. Morning show video log without Nick. Day 2, disconnected.
Well, what a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are at the moment. If you're listening live or podcasting, whichever description fits you, we appreciate you checking in on 93X again. It's been a bit of a weird week for us. Off Tuesday, everybody was sick. Bummer, too, because Nick can't be here again today. Still not feeling well, unfortunately, so I miss my pal, my work husband.
Yeah, are you going to be all right?
As you heard, I started a vlog.
You did?
Yeah.
Video, too?
Yeah, it's a vlog.
Of the diarrhea?
That part is not shown on camera.
Okay. I would have watched, but...
You're a good friend, Dana.
What about the masturbation?
No, that part is on video.
Like I said, I'm a good friend, Ashley. Like you said.
I wanted that out there. Listen, I was not taught how to show affection. I don't know how to do it. When I'm drunk, well, even then I don't know how to do it, but that wall is down. I'm more able to do it. So I don't know how to not sound corny. I don't know how to not make it weird between all of us here. You listening, my coworkers, Dana and Ashley. But thank you so much for the support. I was terrified to check text messages. I've never done this. I know you're expecting to hear Nick. I mean, shoot, it's been that way for 30 years. I hate being out of routine, and I know this affects your routine, so thank you for the support. I don't know how much... you'll never know what it means to me. So, like I said, I don't know how to do it without being corny or cheesy, but I wanted to pass that along because it helped me out a lot, and it's made today a little bit better. But if there is a God, please, God, get Nick back tomorrow.
He's got to be feeling better eventually.
I hope so. I hope it's just the voice. I talked to him yesterday via text. He usually we're kind of on the phone, folks. But he wasn't able to talk. He's trying to rest his voice. He wants to be back.
Of course he does.
There's nothing worse calling in sick when you're actually sick and he's actually sick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like the times that I had COVID. It just pissed me off.
Oh, yeah. You feel bad. You feel like, oh, God dang it. I'm letting everybody down. This sucks.
Yeah, and then you just and then even if you start to feel better, you're still testing.
Yep.
And for it to show up positive, you're just, oh, come on.
You're right. That part sucked. It's the first time I had COVID. Now, the silver lining is I got to watch the first several seasons of Yellowstone.
It's pretty cool.
That's probably the best 2 weeks of your life.
Well, and I would never have known, because we were testing randomly. We're not randomly, weekly at work.
Mm-hmm.
We had to test. That was part of it. If you had a close contact, you couldn't come in. Obviously, if you tested positive, you couldn't come in. And so I tested positive. I couldn't believe it. I didn't feel one symptom, nothing. I didn't feel a cold, nothing. So at that time, it was 10 days. This is earlier on. It was pretty cool having just meals set in front of the bedroom door. I was isolated at home. My wife
Sweet.
Couldn't have been cooler about it. She's such a caregiver. It was great. I'm a very lucky guy. And so she's setting that out there, and I'm basically just on the internet. I watched Yellowstone. I did smell her panties once, but that's just because I was desperate. I never thought I'd be in that situation. But keep in mind, I was in a room alone for 10 days.
I was wondering if you're going to bring that up or not, because I wasn't going to bring it up unless you did, because I remember you telling us that story about the undies.
I completely forgot that happened.
Well, okay, I thought one of you would bring it up, and I thought I should probably do it.
I said, I wasn't going to bring it up unless you did. I know you're in a vulnerable state right now,
right?
So I wasn't going to bring it up.
No. So our best to Nick. I'm worried I'm going to let him down. So
Josh,
if you're listening,
just fine.
No, stop that. You know, here's the thing about Nick. If he can beat an STD from his bar gigging days in Andover, he can get past anything.
No kidding.
Yeah,
My goodness.
he should be all right.
And not just one either, I'm guessing.
No. I mean, they invented some stuff back then. There was some weird stuff.
They named some after that bar gig.
Yeah, I mean, shoot. I brought it up yesterday with Randy and Brad. It's one of those things where at the time, we didn't know if he was going to show up the next day. Mm-hmm. He was, he's so different now, right?
Yeah, of course.
And I'm not slamming him. It's just, back in the day, he was such a partier.
Right. I mean, you're in your 20s, of course.
Yeah, he's always been very dedicated, but the beer would get a hold of him, and then all of a sudden his alarm couldn't have been loud enough.
That sucks.
He'd kind of show up whenever. We've mentioned before our radio trips where I didn't know what room he was going to wake up in. It was a lot different back then. So, again, our best to him. You guys are honest people. You don't lie too often, do you?
No, I don't. Not anymore. I used to lie quite a bit when I was younger.
Like what kind of stuff?
Just small things. I've always thought I was a pretty good liar until I try to lie to somebody that I really care about, and then I realize I suck at it.
I'm a terrible liar.
I can lie to strangers all day.
I'm a terrible truther. I mean, there's times like, let's say I'm calling in sick, since that's kind of been the topic. I'll call in sick, or I did when I was younger, and I remember being so guilty about it that I felt I'm sounding like I'm lying. Or if I can't show up someplace and I have a legitimate excuse, I feel I need to give too many details to the point where they're like, okay, he's full of crap.
Right.
Yeah, I was
he's
going
world
to say
building
that.
right now. None of this is true. You were
That-
going to say the same thing?
That's the kind of person you are, is you over-explain stuff. Sometimes.
I know I do.
And so I can imagine that when, you're explaining the fact that you're sick, and that's like a dead sign that somebody is lying. You're like, oh, yeah, you really had to tell me all this context clues?
Right.
Thank you.
Right. No, that's how I am. I know it, and I know it's probably annoying. I don't know why. I think I'm always afraid I'm not being clear.
Sure.
Or, like it's my fault here. I'm screwing this up. So I think that's it. But sometimes I'm listening going, is this guy oh, I'm the guy. I'm not lying. I know the truth. Some people are great at it, but, even the great liars at times, they get stuck at this is awesome. I love this kind of thing. Like there's a one-time lie. You say something just once, and then all of a sudden it takes a life of its own, and you're totally screwed. The kind where you're no longer lying. The lie is the truth now.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you've got an experience, we'd love to hear from you. You can text our Luther Bloomington Kia text line 651-989-9393. We're looking for lies that you committed to for so long, you can't back out of them. Here's a few examples. And this first one is perfect because I've been in this situation. And I hope my buddy's listening. My upstairs neighbor, this person said, thinks my name is Megan because I panicked the first time we met and said my name was Megan. It's been 3 years.
I've seen people like that on social media where they just are too afraid to correct people on their name. I would have no issue being like, stop that. I'm sorry. That's not it.
I totally get it because, you get to a point where, at first you just maybe don't want to be rude and think, well, this will go away. And then after a while you might think, they're going to think I'm crazy that I've never corrected them, so you're stuck. It happened with a good friend of mine. He was introduced to me as Darren. The person said, this is Darren. I was like, Darren, nice to meet you. And I called him Darren for, about a year.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I've been meaning to tell you, it's actually Derek.
Oh, you've been meaning to tell me?
He's like, I didn't know how to say it. And I'm like, so then I felt like the world's biggest jerk. I've been calling him the wrong name for an entire year.
That's not on you.
Oh, that
That's
was
his
awful.
fault.
That was for both of us. That was pretty uncomfortable. There was another one here where someone said they told their in-laws they were vegetarian because they hated their, quote, weird meatloaf. Said that was in 2018. I now have to secretly eat burgers before family dinners because I haven't told them yet that I'm not a vegetarian.
Oh, my God. Speaking of meatloaf, this is absolutely perfect because I wasn't caught in a lie here. I just kind of got wrapped up in one, kind of. So my girlfriend in high school, her parents wanted to have me over for a Sunday dinner, to see what I'm all about. What's this guy? What's his deal? Sure, And they asked her, what's he into? What does he like? What's he like? He likes sports. He loves video games. He's weirdly into meatloaf, and that meant the singer Meatloaf. Not the food Meatloaf.
I know you love the singer Meatloaf, and even I thought the food Meatloaf.
Marvin Leaday. I love the man. We just passed the anniversary of his passing. I love him to death. I still listen to his records all the time. But they thought I meant I love the food Meatloaf, which I cannot stand. It's ketchup and mustard in it. It's gross. It's disgusting.
Oh, I love
but
meatloaf.
you don't take. I guess unless they put the ketchup on the top. But otherwise,
no,
you're good.
I know
You
it's
don't
baked
taste
into it, but it doesn't matter. Actually, I just can't stand it. So
I love it.
I go over there for Sunday night dinner, and we're talking, and he goes, "Yeah, Tracy says you love meatloaf. I got a big batch cooked up for you," and I'm just dreading it. I'm like, "Oh no, this is terrible." And he serves me up a big old heaping pile of meatloaf. And, his veggies and stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to kind of breathe out of my mouth and just eat this as fast as I can just to get it down so I can just be done with it and move on. And he goes, "Oh, man, you sure do love your meatloaf. Let me give you some more." He grabs my plate, plops another big thing of meatloaf on it. I'm just dreading it, and it was so awful.
Oh, yeah, you became the meatloaf guy.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's on your ex-girlfriend, though. You have to clarify. If you say, like, yeah, he's got this weird thing for meatloaf, I would immediately think the food. I would never for a second think of the band.
Oh yeah, like a 17-year-old kid in 2004. Of course, they're not thinking like he must love Bad Out of Hell so much.
That is kind of a weird thing to describe someone with, right? Their love of meatloaf.
Yeah.
The artist.
Well, anytime she was in my car, I was usually listening to Bad Out of Hell 1 or 2. So
That's all she knows about
Not
you.
Paradise by
Yeah.
the Dashboard Light, hoping to get some.
Oh no, yeah, I've played that one too. I mean, yeah, both albums.
Ever work?
Oh yeah, of course.
Nice. I knew you were a deal closer.
Oh yeah, that Ford Fusion, that saw some things.
Another person said, I once said I was in a bowling league to get out of a work happy hour. Now they ask me about my tournament schedule weekly. God, we'd love to come watch you play. Somebody else said, when I started a new job, I said I loved hiking. I've been invited on 6 weekend hikes, so I had to fake an ankle injury at least twice.
Oh.
That's a popular lie on dating apps I've heard is that people say like, "Oh, I love to hike," but they don't really love to hike.
You mentioning that just made me think of my husband's dating profile when I met him. We met on Hinge.
Oh God, I bet it was
And
cringy as hell.
It was great. It was great. But he had a picture of him with Justin Morneau and TC Bear on there. And I
Oh,
thought,
hell
okay,
yeah.
I love the Twins. I love baseball. Awesome. That dude does not like the Twins at all.
Oh, really?
Well, he'll watch it, but he thinks baseball is probably one of the stupidest sports. He just thinks it's boring. The shortening the game didn't help for him. But yeah, and I bring that up till this day. I'm like, you tricked me. That is not fair.
That's not right.
I did the exact opposite, actually. When I got on Bumble, where I met my wife, I was like, I'm not going to do that thing where I post a photo of, professionally done or, like, a really good photo of me. I'm just going to show myself as who I am. So my front cover photo on Bumble was me jumping through a table at a Buffalo Bills tailgate. I'm like, take me as you will. This is who I am. This is what you're going to get. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to put a front up. And thankfully, my wife was intrigued enough by me jumping through a table that she swiped right on me.
She did. So, and was that one of the first things she asked you about?
Well, yeah, she said because on Bumble the women message the men first. That's kind of
okay.
that's kind of the hook on that one.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and she said, so she goes, okay, I'm intrigued. I need to ask, what exactly is happening here?
So this is great. High Hopes McGee Jesus said, to fit in with anyone, I will lie that I like anything other people like. I've liked or hated things that I really do like or have hated for years. It's sick. I understand that in a way because, I don't want to, shoot down anybody's likes, right? Mm-hmm. So if I don't like something, I just won't say anything bad about it. I just figure, they like it. They don't need my opinion on it. So maybe not as far as to pretend I like it, but to pretend that I don't not like it. Does that make any sense?
Sure. I've done that too when it comes to like movies and TV shows where I can tell someone's very passionate about it. Like, oh, did you see, this movie? And I can tell they love it. I go, oh, yeah, it was so great. Just so I don't get that, oh, how have you not seen that yet? You got to watch that. You would love it. I just sometimes just pretend like, oh, yeah, dude, that was great. You're right. That was awesome. I love that movie.
Yeah, see, I do that too. But then they're like, oh, yeah, like this scene. And then they describe it. And I'm like, I don't really remember that part.
No.
My bad.
You can fake your way through it.
I think,
I get nervous.
lying to be polite is probably pretty, common.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd imagine, because I certainly have been maybe sugarcoating things that I didn't necessarily feel exactly the same way. This person said they told their boss they speak fluent French. They were trying to be impressive in an interview, and so they've had to dodge French clients ever since.
What?
I feel like that's a tough one to even prove.
I'd be like, do it.
Yeah.
Let me get out, a translator app. Somebody texted in and said to avoid political confrontation, they've lied about who they voted for.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've definitely been in that type of situation where you can tell it's like, you better say what they want you to say, or else this is going to be a 30-minute lecture on something.
That you're going to get yelled at?
Yep.
Yeah, I suppose that's a pretty good one. That it's worth just keeping the peace.
Yep.
In that situation, certainly. Along those lines, I've told this before too, but when I moved into the last house we were in, about 2013, it was embarrassing. I was snow blowing, and I had basically a snowsuit on and a headlamp, right?
Sounds cool.
So I felt like a minion.
That's a great visual. That's a great visual image, Josh.
I was thinking, well, I nobody was around, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, cool, nobody's gonna see this. And then all of a sudden, a guy came walking over, and I thought, oh no. And the first thing I told him is like, listen, I don't normally dress like this. I've never done this before.
Sure.
It's so dark. I don't have enough lights out here. And he's like, no, I wanted to introduce myself to him, my neighbor. He's like, hey, man, you drink beer? And I don't drink. Mm-hmm. For no real reason, then I just don't. I can't explain it. But I'm like, oh, hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
I love crushing beers. Oh, it's so good, when, like, the beer, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, well, that's great because we go for it every weekend around here. And I thought, I am in so much trouble.
I got to start going for it.
Yeah, you're going to have to up your tolerance. You're like pre-gaming all week knowing you're going to see him.
Well, the first invite I did tell him, I said, listen, I panicked. I don't know. I didn't want you to. I already was embarrassed by my outfit. I didn't want you to think I'm a total nerd, so I pretended that I'm a drinker. I'm like, I'm really not.
So, I'm glad you came clean on that.
Yeah, I'll have a root beer if you got something like that. But
my favorite bar that I go to is a place called Up Down. It's an arcade bar, like a vintage arcade bar. And I knew the owner, and I got to know the employees before it opened because I was helping them kind of set up and stuff. And when I first walked in when they opened, I looked at the beer list, and I panicked. I just named one, and they gave it to me, and they poured me a beer, and I drank it. And then from that point on, they thought that was my go-to beer. So anytime I walked in, it was great. They would pour me a beer and just have it ready for me. But it took me so long to finally be like, guys, I don't really like this beer. It was a panic order from the get-go, and can you stop pouring me one as soon as I walk in the door? Like, maybe give me something different. But it was like, 6 to 8 months where I would walk in. And, it wasn't a terrible beer or anything, actually, but it wasn't my favorite. But they just thought that, oh, this dude, he loves those. He loves that beer.
If I was that person, that bartender that worked there, I'd be like, what's wrong with this dude? So he just drank this beer for months.
I'm wondering if you guys have had this experience. I've had a panic situation before where somebody will say, we'll be talking and I'll say, well, where do you work at? And then they'll say, I work over here. I'm like, no way, I got a buddy that's worked there for like 15 years. And like, oh yeah, who's his name? And then I panic forget. Where it sounds like I totally lied. And I don't know what happens, but it runs out of my brain, and I'm sitting in a situation where I'm like, even I think I'm lying here, but I see this guy every day. Why can't I remember his name? Have you been in that situation, or am I insane?
No, you get nervous sometimes, Josh. It's understandable.
Yeah. I guess so.
We get up early in the morning, and it happens.
You know what helps with that? Beer.
Beer, yeah.
I love beers.
Yeah, you like to get after it on the weekends.
Absolutely love it. So, checking some text here. Somebody said the biggest lie they ever said was, I do. Where's this other one? Oh, here we go. Hillman Welder Jesus said, I've lied about my rod size and stamina. Been a couple of disappointed ladies, but it was worth it. It was worth it, he said.
You know they're going to find out, but I guess maybe at that point they're just like, whatever, it's too late. Might as well just do this.
Yeah, so sorry, we're checking texts here. Well, while the texts are coming in, I learned something about my phone, which I do some texting on.
What, you do?
Yeah, and at the same time, I learned something about my wife's privates, too.
That's an exciting day.
Go on.
I learned something about both yesterday. So she knew I was nervous trying to not screw things up with Nick being gone and, upset listeners.
Yeah.
So she was kind enough to send me a couple of intimate photos.
Nice.
Yeah. As a wife should.
And they're posted at 93x.com.
Yeah, we're working on getting those up, to show her support and naked body at the same time. So those photos included the elusive beeve shot. That's something I never get.
That's a rare one.
That's impressive. I don't know if I've never sent. I mean, I've sent like plenty of videos, but I don't think I've ever just sent someone like a full-on profile of.
It was like a
vagina,
waist down shot in the bathtub, right?
Oh, nice.
So a special occasion example of a supported spouse.
Yeah.
But my what I learned is my phone is set to blur inappropriate images, mostly because of one guy, right? That sends me stuff.
Guy.
We know that guy.
And so I had to beat him some way, and thank goodness the phone came out with a way to do that, so it'll just blur it. So it did blur the top half, but not the bottom half for some reason.
Really?
So I learned my phone's operating system doesn't recognize vaginas, or my wife has one that's PG rated.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
It's
maybe
just not as explicit as a normal vagina.
They were like, "What is this?"
Now I realize I just suggested my wife's vagina is not normal.
After she was so sweet to send you those photos.
I know, it's PG.
Well, I got to say, your wife is much more supportive than mine is, Josh, because last night, we were hanging out and she was doing laundry, and I brought it up for her from the dryer, and she was missing a sock. She's very obsessed with making sure every sock has its pair. And
it sounds like a stressful life.
I know. So there's one sock missing. It was left in the dryer, so I went down and got it, and she was really worried about if she was going to find that sock or not. And I said, all right, I'll give you your sock if you show me your boobs. And she rolled her eyes at me. I'm like, no, I'm serious. Show me your boobs. And she kind of pulled her sweatshirt down and gave me like half of a boob, and that was it.
Oh, really? You
Yeah.
know, we like to play a game at home called Peekaboo.
Oh, yeah.
Where you'll be surprised by a boob every once in a while.
God,
That's
man.
my favorite game.
That's kind of like what happens in my house 24/7 because of this whole breastfeeding thing.
Oh, I suppose, yeah. Your knockers are always out.
Oh, yeah. Yep. My husband will come downstairs. He's like, boobs. Like, yep. They're not for you, though. Give me my baby.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us. Again, I appreciate your support. It means a lot you'd stick around. We send our best to Nick. We miss him terribly around here.
Yep.
Later this morning, veterinarian Doctor Andrea will be in for some judgment-free pet question answering. But before then, we've got more planned for you, including stupid news and just a stupid bit.
Half-assed Morning Show. 93X.
Happy New Year, podcast pals. Dana here to give my daily love to everybody at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Just a quick brag, I'm a Smart Club member. And yeah, it's a big deal because when the polar vortex hits, your house will let you know real fast. That's why right now is honestly the best time to do comfort upgrades. Standard's running a ton of specials right now. Things like whole home humidifiers to fix that dry winter air, UV lights to help keep the air cleaner, and ERVs that bring in that fresh air without dumping the heat. Trust me, you will notice a difference in a big way. Be cozy this winter. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930. Online at standardheating.com.
Years of hard work, and now you've got pain in your back, your shoulders, your knees, maybe your joints. You need help. Randy Shaver here with the answer. Dave Bialke. He's got over 30 years experience in getting workers' compensation benefits for people just like you. Don't suffer. Call Bialke Law today. 763-571-2410 or go to bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com. And it spells relief for you.
Nobody does selling better than Shopify. Shopify is the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts go abandoned and way more sales going through. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period for 3 months at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Welcome back to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. Down one soulmate again this morning. Nick's not able to join us again today, so we apologize for that. Still feeling under the weather. We wish him the best, of course. And thanks for joining us. Sorry for throwing off your routine once more. But if you're willing to lower your standards and tolerate more dad jokes this morning, we'll fill in until our boy Nick gets back.
Yeah, go pun crazy, Josh, today. You might as well.
I'm easing it back.
You had the opportunity. The window's here.
No, I'm going to ease it back. I want him to show up again.
Yeah.
I don't want him to quit. For years, this was kind of a thing people joked about, but I never thought it actually happened. But it has. It's been confirmed in a police report. It's official. Some dude banged a vacuum. Dana,
What
he had
kind of
sex with a
vacuum?
vacuum. They don't give that
Dyson?
detail.
I mean,
They don't give that detail. But if you got a Roomba that's listening right now, plug its ears. This might be disturbing. A 51-year-old Florida man named Kevin Westerhold was reported for exposing his genitals and engaging in what they called a sexual act with a vacuum cleaner outside a home, turning a household appliance into an unlikely lover. And to be honest, you know what? Between us, I get it.
Yeah.
A lot of guys have probably thought about it.
Desperate times
Oh.
call for desperate measures.
I mean, it does the one thing every guy wants.
I don't have the girth to make it work.
That's what I always thought when I looked at the vacuum. I'm like, how does this work for them?
Oh, I suppose there's plenty of attachments that might
Sure.
do the trick.
Mm-hmm. Like that little one for the car, where it's just like it gets very narrow and small.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that little tiny.
That's a great call. That's the one I need. The initial report said witnesses saw Westerhold inappropriately exposing himself. By the time deputies arrived, the suspect had already finished his ill-advised deep cleaning and left the scene, leaving behind a mess better suited for a wet mop than a standard Hoover.
Gross, dude.
After the incident, deputies learned Westerhold and his wife were registered as hosts for Airbnb.
Oh, no.
I think that's going to be bad for business.
Scary.
Further investigation revealed he was seen walking nude in shared hallways before, and residents submitted video evidence supporting those reports, apparently documenting a reoccurring unscheduled nudist parade that he'd like to have. Investigators also said residents had been reporting complaints to the Homeowners Association since last month. They described similar behaviors, including appearing partially clothed or nude near the resident, suggesting a pattern of desperate desires to have his neighbors get a look at his attachments.
Dana, have you ever had sex with a vacuum?
No, but I am staying at an Airbnb this weekend. Should I have sex with their vacuum?
You just made me $5, but
Somebody thought he had sex with a vacuum?
yeah, but yeah, go.
Yeah.
Usually they have that put away. At least the Airbnbs I've stayed at, so that put in the one closet that they lock the utility.
Banger. We're not going to leave this thing out.
You do kind of have a look.
I do.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Why are you staying in an Airbnb? Where are you going?
Me and my wife are going up to Duluth for the weekend.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of tokens for a pool hall bar up there or whatever. If you want to go play pool,
Bring them to work tomorrow. Absolutely.
I only have like 50 of them.
Oh, okay, cool.
Here's your random horse humping fact of the day.
Horse humping,
Since we're
huh?
talking about this is between horses, consenting mares and whatnot. They're banned from having sex in public in Ohio. You can't let your horses have sex in public. Stallions have to have privacy, the law states. No owner of a stallion or jackass should permit it to serve a mare within 30 feet of public streets or alleys in a municipal corporation.
I thought you were going to start talking about donkey shows for a second there.
Well, I guess that would be a donkey show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But more of the Tijuana kind is what I thought you were going with.
Right. The late night, you have to have a secret code word kind.
Uh-huh.
I imagine that is quite a scene, seeing two horses have sex. They're so large.
Yes,
Oh.
they are quite large.
And I heard that they are also large down there.
Oh, I would imagine so.
There's a show called Silicon Valley on HBO. Josh, I think you might like
Oh,
it.
I've seen that.
I know what you're talking. I haven't seen it, but I know.
Yeah, yeah. You know, it's about guys creating an app and stuff, and it's very, very funny in Silicon Valley. And there's a scene where two rich guys are having an argument while horses are having very violent breeding sex in front of them.
Yeah.
And they're just so nonchalant about it, and it is horrifying to watch. You know, because they're trying to breed, stallions, horse racing horses, and they're having this argument while these horses are just going at it. And it was so just traumatizing to watch.
I forgot about that. I don't know how, but
I kind of want to watch that, and I kind of don't.
you'd like
it'll
It's funny.
stick with you for a couple days.
It's pretty funny. In a case where literature met litigation and promptly kicked the school board in the ass, a former assistant principal won a major battle in the Mississippi Court of Appeals. We actually talked about this story once before. The court overturned the school board's decision to fire him when he read a book to students on Read Across America Day called I Need a New Butt. You might remember we talked about this assistant principal getting fired for this. It's a kid's book. It's literally about a kid who thinks his butt's broken because it's got a crack in it.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
Typical
like the
kid.
best kid joke of all time.
Yeah.
He goes on a quest to shop for a replacement. So that's what the book's about. But it became the unlikely source of the problem, and it got him fired. The assistant principal appealed the decision to the Hinds County Chancery Court, coincidentally enough. He wanted reinstatement, but they decided, no, you're gone. The Court of Appeals later overturned that ruling, though, saying the board had no reason to fire him and effectively told the district to pull its head out of its butt. There's nothing concrete in the record demonstrating that the second grade class was subjected to any unnecessary embarrassment. No child or group of children was singled out during the reading, and they acknowledged the outlandish nature of the book's premise, according to the court. I mean, can you imagine being a kid hearing that book? It'd be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah, nobody's disturbed. You're not ruining anybody's childhood there.
It's funny.
Yeah,
There-
it is very funny.
There's
It's like
a
that.
couple...
Like the Everybody Poops book.
All right, so I was actually going to bring that book up.
Yeah.
I got that book from my husband's aunt, and she gave us like a bunch of her books. She's a school teacher, and yeah, I was like paging through that, and that book is crazy. Like, why can I see crap coming out of a butt on
Oh,
one
they
of the
show that?
pages? Like, what is? I was like, dude.
Yeah, they probably didn't need to add that. You get it.
I was flipping through and it was it's so funny, but at the same time, you're like, what is this?
If you're a kid, though, that's just grade A comedy right there.
I know. That's what I was thinking. I thought, oh, when my son can like start to understand this, he's going to think this is the funniest thing in the world.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's his Dumb and Dumber. That's his Borat. That's his, just the top of the line comedy right there.
There's a penis.
Get out of town.
Yeah.
Well, half of people have one.
I know, but it's just, I was dying.
So it's, I thought for a while something was wrong with my youngest son because anytime a dog was pooping, he was enthralled. Like if we're driving by something or whatever, he'd call it out. I thought, what's wrong with you? Why do you get so excited to see dogs pooping? And it was the same thing. He thought it was hilarious.
Yeah,
It still is kind of funny. When my dog is outside pooping, he kind of looks over at me. I can't help but kind of chuckle. He's just like, yeah, man, doing it again.
Like like staring you in the eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, I think they do
Look
that
what you made
for,
me do.
For safety.
Yeah, let's ask Dr. Andrea about that.
I think we have
Write that
before.
down. Have
And,
we? They want comfort?
Yeah, they're like, you watch, you got my back? You making sure nothing's sneaking up on me?
Oh, you got to watch his 6.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Watch a 6 while he's taking a dump in my fenced-in yard.
Yeah, man.
One of the complaints, though, this principal got was a teacher said, hey, one of the kids said butt. And so, like,
Oh,
that
no.
was, so the Court of Appeals said that's the worst that happened. I think this
Yeah.
guy's all right. So
Of
he got
all-
his job back.
Of all the euphemisms for the butt, I mean, that's like the softest one possible. Like that's just what it's called.
A Central Florida man just out of jail for armed robbery couldn't resist that sweet, sweet allure of crime, finding himself drawn back to the same temptation which led him to incarceration once again. Dexter Jackson was released from prison in November on robbery charges. Just weeks he was back in custody. Barely beyond the bars, he felt that familiar tug of misconduct and followed it straight back to where it started, fleeing from deputies after stealing from a Dollar General, getting away with dollars in merchandise.
Oh, nice haul.
You know, they have nice hauls. Our entire dining set came from the dollar store.
I go
Yeah.
there all the time. I go there for all my holiday decorations.
Oh,
ya?
smart,
yeah,
actually.
they have fantastic deals. And a new one just opened up not too far from me. And when a store is new, they really try.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those places. Last time I was there, though, I could tell as I was shopping, the cashier was really enthusiastically talking to everybody in line. So I was like, oh boy, I'm going to have to really engage in a conversation here. And so I did. But then I didn't realize before, I thought maybe it was the customers. She's sneezing and coughing on all of the stuff she's ringing up for me. And so I'm trying to keep a conversation with her about how, oh yeah, everybody's happy. We're having a great day. But at the same time, I'm like, lady, if you don't shut your mouth and stop coughing everywhere.
Yeah, you got a little more than you expected. Walked out with some germs, too.
Yep.
Jackson, his new theft was only 15 days after posting bond on his previous arrest, so they brought him back to jail. Maybe they didn't even fill his cell yet. He might have got the same room when he got back.
Hey, guys, I'm back.
I don't know how quick the turnaround is.
Fill me in. What happened the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I'd imagine, as far as the housekeeping, might not even be able to clean that thing yet. It was so
Right.
quick. A Turkish Airlines flight earned an unscheduled stopover in Barcelona after a passenger decided the cabin needed some comic relief, christening an in-flight wireless network with what they probably thought was a hilarious name. But stupid humor doesn't travel well at cruising altitude. As the aircraft made its descent from Istanbul, authorities picked up on a privately created onboard internet access point whose network name included a bomb threat.
Oh, never a good idea.
I mean, that's really never been funny. But since September 11th, you'd think that people would get that's not a funny joke at
Yeah,
all.
it
So
doesn't really
dumb.
fly anymore.
I
No
get
pun
so
intended.
scared. There's been times where I'm at the airport and sometimes, when I'm describing something that's really good, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's bomb. And I'll say that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's it. I'm going to get tackled here any second.
Yeah, I think about it too, just in normal life, right? Not even at an airport.
Yeah.
We talked once before about the guy at Home Depot who came out of the bathroom. He's like, yeah, don't go in there. I dropped a bomb in there. And they called the bomb squad.
I just dropped a bomb,
Yeah, he meant he went number 2.
casual.
I mean, there was a time where you knew exactly, I'm sure most people know what he's talking about, but they didn't want to risk it. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't that be something if everybody knew it was a poop, but they still had to call the bomb squad? It was that bad. It'd be a mix of embarrassment and a little bit of badge of honor.
Need professional help.
That's true. The flight did touch down without incident, after which Spain's Civil Guard police conducted a thorough search. They found no explosives on board, just a comedian. Once the cabin proved clear, they turned their attention to tracking the passenger responsible. Sadly, there's been plenty of other comedians at 30,000 feet. In 2017, a Turkish Airlines flight from Nairobi to Istanbul was diverted after crew members stumbled upon a Wi-Fi network called Bomb on Board.
What? Or I didn't know you could do that. You can name your Wi-Fi network?
Oh, yeah, sure. What is yours just like Wi-Fi? Or whatever your provider is?
Yeah, because when I turn my hotspot on, right? So on my laptop, it comes up like iPhone 2.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can change that.
Yeah, I changed mine. Mine's WrestleMania.
I get it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, WrestleMania.
You could have done a little bit better.
Oh, really? I like WrestleMania.
We'll brainstorm, Dana. You can help me name mine, too.
I lived in an apartment once where one of the Wi-Fi networks was want to split Wi-Fi 305, their apartment number. So I went over and knocked on the door 305, and we split Wi-Fi, because I could clearly pick up the signal from my apartment, and we just split the bill each month.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi network is named after somebody. It's Mike Hawk. Yeah. My husband tried to go another way, where I'm afraid to say that one on the radio. Mm-hmm. And so I was
from
like,
Mission Impossible, last name there.
And I thought, okay, I'll settle on that one, I guess.
We had Wi-Fi once, and the name was normal. I lived in an apartment with a buddy after college, and he set it up. And the guy had to come out to help us, or the internet was down. So the guy from the internet company comes over, and he plugs his laptop in, and he goes, all right, what's your Wi-Fi? And we're like, oh, it's 305 or whatever it was, and he goes, okay, and what's the password? And I looked directly at my roommate because he's the one that set it up. I'm like, I'm not saying it out loud, you say it. And he goes, capital B I G, capital C UMMER 69.
I was scared after you said CU. I was like, oh no, what's coming?
Ashley and I locked eyes like, please.
I wasn't going that far, but yeah, it was a very awkward moment, and my roommate apologized. He goes, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I just thought it was funny. And the guy goes, I've heard worse.
I've never heard those two words strung together before, and I love that.
That's pretty good.
It was such an awkward moment in the living room.
What was that, the T-shirt you were telling me about, Dana?
Oh, I found a T-shirt on Facebook Marketplace. I like
Be careful how you say it. But.
Yeah. I like to look at Facebook Marketplace because you can find the most bizarre stuff.
Yeah, good stuff on there, too, sometimes.
Good stuff and also bizarre stuff like this. It was a T-shirt that says, don't bully me, or I'll just say, I'll finish.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that before.
With like a frowny emoji afterwards. The guy said he was selling it for $8. He said, I bought it for a party and don't need it anymore.
Oh, I'm glad you don't need it anymore.
I don't know. Do you want to wear that shirt after like a used version of that shirt? What if you got bullied?
Yeah. And for $8?
There could be evidence on there if you got. Oh, that reminds me. Off air yesterday, Dana had to clarify that a stain on his shirt was toothpaste and not the alternative.
Very suspicious.
Mm-hmm. I've been in that spot before.
Oh, yeah. It's a tough spot to be in.
Where you see it and you realize, oh, no, somebody's going to think I'm a pervert here. But instead, I'm just a sloppy brusher.
Yeah, I was just trying to prove that I actually do brush my teeth is what I was trying to do there.
A lot of people are texting in their Wi-Fi names, and a lot of people have, like, FBI surveillance van.
Oh, I've heard of that one, sure.
That's so cute. Somebody said that his brother asked his wife what to call the Wi-Fi, and so his Wi-Fi network is literally called I Don't Care at All. That's perfect.
We've got a Go Pack Go in my neighborhood. Oh, yeah. But otherwise, mostly it's just like their internet provider and a number of some sort.
Right. I wonder if we have any weird ones around here.
No, they're just like kind of named after the studios.
Stupid.
And the company name and things like that, as far as I know.
Yeah, I don't have fun ones in my neighborhood either, except for me.
You can tell from
carrying
your
the
phone
team.
Right
No, I just remember from the times like I've opened up.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think I would notice something fun.
A mysterious Dorito-shaped aircraft was spotted soaring over the skies above the highly classified Area 51 military base in Nevada, drawing attention to a late-night sighting which has raised some new questions about what was moving through the restricted airspace. Known for his YouTube channel Uncanny Expeditions, a videographer named Anders Ottesen was out in the desert when he recorded a strange, not-so-average aircraft about 3 a.m. January 14th. I warned you about dad jokes. The Dorito-shaped craft, believed to be an unidentified aerial phenomenon, or UAP, looked noticeably different from the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber he had filmed earlier, even though both had a similar flying profile, he said.
After a couple hours of not seeing much more than contrails in the distance, closer to 3 o'clock in the morning, I got another low flyover. But this one looked different. The aircraft that passed overhead this time appeared to be closer to an equilateral triangle shape with a flatter trailing edge.
Are we looking at a classified test flight or a run-of-the-mill training sortie? Ottesen asked, adding, I certainly think we have something interesting here. He said the sighting also reminded him of more recent reports of similar Dorito-shaped aircraft spotted over Southern California's remote desert regions as well. Becoming a focal point of UFO lore for years, Area 51 remained secret for decades until the government formally acknowledged its existence in 2013.
These are up on 93x.com, by the way, Josh. When you sent me these, the first picture is kind of zoomed out. And
Yep.
I was like, that doesn't look like a Dorito at all. And I just like scrolled down one click and I was like, oh yeah, that's an alien.
Not a Dorito? Not a marketing stunt for a Super Bowl commercial
Nope.
from Doritos? Yeah. I don't know. He thinks so. He seems to think so.
Everybody will not stop texting in their Wi-Fi names.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And I really like this one. Hide your kids, hide your Wi-Fi.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's so cute. Bring beer for password. Ew, that's gross. I'm not saying that one out loud.
I like
What's
this one.
wrong with you, the perv printer?
New England clam router.
That's good. Yeah, ours is just dumb. We got to come up with some clever ones at our house. Ours are just basic.
Have your daughter help.
Oh, she's very good at that
I
kind of
bet
thing.
she'd come up with a great one.
No, it'd be very insulting to me.
Oh, that's true.
I'm vulnerable right now with Nick on. I can't handle it. I wouldn't be able to handle it. Here's that Dorito fun fact you've all been asking for.
Ooh.
Doritos could save the economy. In 2012, driven by the massive success of the Doritos Locos Tacos, Taco Bell was able to create 15,000 new jobs because of that single
Are
menu
you serious?
item.
That thing is so good, though.
Yeah, those things are
It
amazing.
never not hits.
I haven't had one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What are you doing with your life,
Well,
man?
no real reason. I haven't gone to Taco Bell in a while.
Go get one today.
Not a bad plan.
Make you feel better.
Now, you got a Taco John's in your neighborhood. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, we got any kind of taco place you want, we got it.
God, that neighborhood, because my parents live right there off Yankee Doodle, and they got everything you need there, man. You're set in Egan.
Typical Egan, yeah.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good as far as like if you want a fast food restaurant, we got one.
You got a Wingstop recently. You guys are just living the dream,
Wow,
man.
what Egan wants, Egan gets.
Don't you know it? Don't you know it? I'm glad Taco Bell came up because I should shout out the Taco Bell bias. My wife, the other day, my son was begging her for Taco Bell, right? And so she drove him through the drive-thru on the way home from practice. And I feel so bad for him. She was describing, like, I guess they had some major computer issues.
Oh, that sucks.
And there's a big line of people. There's maybe 9-ish, something like that at night. And she was like, it was pretty much about half hour, just shy of half hour that people were waiting.
Oh, that sucks.
And she said, obviously they're stressed and they felt bad, but they couldn't have been cooler. So, yeah, if you're a manager at Taco Bell or you work there, thanks for treating everybody so well. They hooked them up and apologized. I can't imagine that stress, especially, people run hot.
Oh, yeah.
And we were talking yesterday about being hangry. There's probably a couple of starving folks in line there at Taco. It's not the time when folks are drunk. Mm-hmm. It's just people.
Yeah, it wasn't quite that time yet. It was still people just looking for a
late
meal.
suppers.
Yeah, it's like their last resort type of situation. They realized it was getting late, and they're like, oh, I got to get some dinner. And they're like, oh, perfect, Taco Bell. Oh, I would be crying if I was those drive-through workers.
Oh, I'm sure.
When I worked at Blockbuster, shout out to the 56301 store on Cliff Road that's now a Chipotle.
Wow.
The computer system went down on a Friday night. That was obviously the big night to get movies, and that was miserable. We had to write everything down by hand, and we couldn't take cards. We could only take cash. We're trying to make change. The line was around the whole building. It was just miserable. So I can definitely commiserate with those poor Taco Bell employees.
A 17-year-old Detroit teen is facing multiple felony charges after prosecutors say he carried out a string of armed robberies aimed at food delivery drivers. According to investigators, the teen used a texting app to place pizza orders. When those drivers arrived, prosecutors said he skipped the gratuity and opted for a gun, robbing those drivers at gunpoint. That plan didn't hold up for long, though, because the kid was not very bright. Investigators were able to easily trace the phone number used to place the orders right back to the suspect. He didn't even find, maybe it's not easy to find a payphone. Buy a burner or something if you're going to a life of crime.
Anything.
That trail led to a search of his home, where investigators reported finding pizza consistent with the orders.
Yes, that's what I was wondering if
Yeah.
he's taking the pizza too.
Oh, yeah, he took the pizza.
There's just like 20 boxes of pizza.
Let's see. Here's exactly what was ordered, and it appears that's exactly what's there.
There's grease everywhere on his face.
They also found the firearm that matched the description given by the victims. Altogether, authorities say the suspect stole several boxes of pizza and about $100 across the robberies. Yeah, I bet it's tougher to get cash nowadays. So unless you can convince someone to Venmo you or something.
You hold somebody at gunpoint and have them Venmo you.
Yeah, I can't remember even the last time I used cash to pay for a pizza.
I mean, we pay ahead of time.
Yeah. They don't think they accept cash.
Yeah,
if
right?
you get it delivered.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I guess I've never even thought about it. It's just kind of how it is nowadays.
Especially when you order something through a site like Grubhub or something like that, or DoorDash.
That's so crazy. It feels like it wasn't too long ago where, cash was king.
Oh, yeah. Or you'd be at a party and you'd be like, all right, we got pizzas coming. Everybody throw some cash around, put in the hat.
It's so crazy. I was behind somebody at the store the other day, and their total was the exact amount. And I was like, ooh, jealous. I love when that happens. And then the cashier explained to them that it's like going to be way more common now because of all because of all the change.
Yeah.
Oh, Josh, I actually thought of you yesterday. I was in line at the grocery store getting something, and the guy in front of me got $100 worth of Mountain Dew, and he paid in cash.
Seriously?
Yes.
So like 4 cases?
No, yeah, exactly.
I can't believe how much pop is now.
It's insanely
It might cause me to give it up.
But no, it was all like 20-ounce bottles, like individual 20-ounce bottles at this gas station I was at.
Oh, it's at a gas station?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Coolest guy in town right there.
Yeah, $100 worth. He busted out 250s. I was like, this dude knows what he's doing.
Heck yeah, he does. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for staying with us this morning. I know it's a little different. We're glad you're here for us. We really appreciate that. Nick, hopefully back tomorrow. He's still under the weather. And I'll be honest, it kind of looks like Dana might be prairie dogging over there. So we should probably take a little break.
But this is the shortest break, though.
Yeah, I understand. You got to get it done fast.
I can do it.
Sports is next on 93X.
Half-assed morning show. 93X.
Happy New Year, podcast pals. Dana here to give my daily love to everybody at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Just a quick brag. I'm a Smart Club member. And yeah, it's a big deal because when the polar vortex hits, your house will let you know real fast. That's why right now is honestly the best time to do comfort upgrades. Standard's running a ton of specials right now. Things like whole home humidifiers to fix that dry winter air, UV lights to help keep the air cleaner, and ERVs that bring in that fresh air without dumping the heat. Trust me, you will notice a difference in a big way. Be cozy this winter. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930. Online at standardheating.com.
Years of hard work, and now you've got pain in your back, your shoulders, your knees, maybe your joints. You need help. Randy Shaver here with the answer. Dave Bialke. He's got over 30 years experience in getting workers' compensation benefits for people just like you. Don't suffer. Call Bialke Law today. 763-571-2410 or go to bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com. And it spells relief for you.
The United States Soccer Federation presents the U.S. Soccer Podcast.
My name is David Goss, and I'm joined by my co-host Megan Klinenberg.
Everything up until this point has been an outside look at the World Cup, and now we're giving people an inside look. It is just total pressure cooker.
Watching flags come out of little plastic balls is like the epitome of everything that I love, and the World Cup is everything. It's why I became a soccer fan.
The U.S. Soccer Podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
They're gross, they're offensive, and kids on the road see them.
Half-assed morning show. 93X. Sports. On the 93X Half-assed morning show.
Timberwolves won last night. Some sports here. We'll hit some local things up. We'll talk to Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder. He's going to join us on a Thursday as well. Wolves won last night in Dallas, 118-105. Julius Randle had 31 points in front of his hometown crowd. He's a Dallas guy. Anthony Edwards was questionable with that lingering foot thing, but he did play. Scored 20 points. 6 of 17 shooting, though. Not his best night.
I'd be A1 from day one.
Hell yeah, you are. No rest for the weary, though. They've got the Thunder tonight at Target Center. A late one, 8:30 on FanDuel.
Gross.
I know. It's kind of annoying. Nick would be very upset about that.
Yeah, he would.
Gopher basketball, they found out you're not going to win too many Big Ten games on the road when you give up 50 points in the second half. They lose to the Badgers 67-63. They blew an 18-point halftime lead. Wild got the Flames tonight in St. Paul, 7 o'clock puck drop there. And also the Frost. I neglected to mention them yesterday. I apologize. We were scrambling. But they won 4-1 last night in St. Paul over the Vancouver Golden Eyes, which is a cool name. They jumped out to a 3-goal lead.
Of course you think that's a cool name, you nerd.
Well, it's one of the best video games of all time, Ashley.
Well, you know what? Nick feels the same way.
Yeah.
And he's not a big gamer. He was obsessed with that game for a while.
Oh, yeah. Didn't you let him borrow it, Dana?
Oh, I had an extra Nintendo 64 and a copy of it. I gave it to him.
That's crazy. I had an extra Nintendo 64.
I know.
Cool life.
Weird like that. But yeah, they won. They're now second in the standings in the PWHL, just 2 points behind Boston. We'll get into a lot more. There's a lot going on in sports, Super Bowl stuff, Bill Belichick stuff, all that kind of stuff. We'll get into that more when we talk to Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder coming up at 7:30.
Half-assed morning show.
They are in an alternate reality than ours. They are in that rock and roll rock reality.
They surround themselves with these professional dickheads.
And I'm not even really sure if they're aware, you know?
I don't think they're aware of how much they suck.
93X rocks.
Away, and then she just, boom, she hit them from the side.
A gang responsible for a California home invasion met an unexpected obstacle. A pissed-off mother racing toward her terrified family, slamming her SUV straight into the gang's getaway car. You don't... What's that?
Badass.
Yeah, you don't mess with Mama.
Nope.
Especially when it comes to her kids. Video captured the moment the Los Angeles mom barreled into a suspected escape vehicle after receiving a frantic call from her kids and their grandmother. Some Nimrods were trying to break in, and the family was trapped inside. Within moments, Mom arrived. She accelerated her vehicle into the getaway car with an impact so powerful, one suspected robber couldn't get out of the driver's side.
Ha!
And apparently there's no loyalty among thieves, as the other three men took off, leaving the trapped driver behind as he struggled to free himself. Eventually, he was crawling out through a passenger door and vanished down the street.
It'd be hilarious if she just started beating his
I know.
You like that?
Just humiliates them.
You know what? I bet if she could have caught up, she would have. The family said their grandmother spotted two masked men outside the back door, and after the burglars disabled the home surveillance cameras, they caused that sophisticated security system to go dark, so they called Mom. Police are investigating that incident.
Yeah, I'd kill.
Oh, I think you would.
Yeah, 100%.
Moms have an extra gear. You know, dads obviously are very protective, but, man, you do not mess with Mom.
As soon as I, not to be sappy, well, I guess maybe it's kind of dark at the same time. As soon as I held my son for the first time, I was like, I would kill anybody. Anybody for you.
Yeah, my wife's the same way.
You just let me know, man.
And she'd provide an alibi if they needed one, if they killed someone.
Yeah,
She'd take the blame.
She'd help bury the body.
I don't know. I think there's things you can do where Dad's just going to turn around and walk away. Dad's not going to deal with that.
Yeah, you're like, I don't got time for that.
Nah, we're not. I used the word Nimrod in the story as a derogatory word to describe the morons who tried to break into that family's home. Nimrod only became another word for idiot because of Bugs Bunny, the cartoon. He called Elmer Fudd a Nimrod. But Nimrod is a biblical character who's referred to as a mighty hunter. And since Elmer Fudd was a bad hunter, Bugs used it ironically. Nimrod.
Oh, I loved Bugs Bunny.
Also the name of a Green Day album.
True that.
Oh.
Yeah, I also loved Bugs Bunny.
I really liked the, Dana, maybe this was, maybe your generation liked this too, the, baby version of Looney Tunes.
Oh, Tiny Toons.
Yeah. Oh, I loved that show.
Tiny Toons ruled, and it was a great Nintendo game back in the day, too.
Oh, it was so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little...
Buster Bunny, he was a pimp.
Dude, yes.
I'm too old for that, but I've seen certainly clips and stuff.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Was it just as funny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up there?
Same style of humor.
A Tennessee woman's facing an attempted first-degree murder charge after mowing down her ex-boyfriend with her SUV, then circling back for several encore performances as he tried unsuccessfully to escape. Authorities say 39-year-old Tanika Ray struck her former boyfriend with her vehicle, after which he slipped and fell into his neighbor's yard, where Ray allegedly ran over him again, apparently trying to squish her former squeeze.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. I hope he's all right.
He is okay. Oh, well, he was messed up, as you can imagine. But this is one tough guy. The neighbor discovered Ray's ex propped against a fence and brought him onto his porch after that SUV attack. Police spoke with the neighbor, who said he heard a commotion and looked out to see Ray inside her SUV conducting repeat U-turns while yelling at a man on the ground. She's even yelling at him as she's running him over. The neighbor claimed to hear her telling the man she was going to run him over again and that she was going to kill him, and that's what she tried to do.
Die, bitch.
The victim's statement said Ray hit him with the vehicle and then ran him over 3 or 4 times when he slipped. The neighbor added that after running him over, he saw her speed away. Hilariously, though, her talent leaned more towards flattening an ex than managing a clean departure, as she immediately crashed into a utility pole. Apparently, the second she hit the gas, she crashed.
I love when stuff like that happens.
Yeah, it's good comedy. After the crash, Ray exited the vehicle and fled on foot, leaving behind twisted metal, shattered bones, and an investigation. Ray's ex survived, but his injuries did require surgery.
Oh, gosh, he had to have surgery.
Yeah, I mean, shoot,
What'd he do?
Well, wait, we're blaming him?
No, I just want to know, like, what ticked her off that much?
You know, he probably has some responsibility here. She took it to extremes, but
yeah.
I would be curious to know what that fight was about.
Yeah, where it has to end like this 3 or 4 times.
I wonder what I'd have to do for my wife to try and run me over a few times.
I can think of a lot of things that would cause that to happen in my household.
Is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
Any of them, like, kind of shockingly low?
No, I find a way to screw up very simple things quite often.
And it gets frustrating to
Yeah.
Ah, sad, Dana.
Driving in the rain can be dangerous. When it's dark, even more so.
I hate it.
If you don't have your lights on, that makes it worse. And when you're watching YouTube on top of all that, you're really playing with fire. Plus, when you're drunk as balls, you might as well just hand over your license. And that's the situation authorities in Georgia say they encountered when they arrested a minivan driver accused of breaking multiple rules of the road all at the same time. The Bibb County Sheriff's Office arrested an intoxicated driver who didn't have his lights on. Police say he was also watching a YouTube video while driving downtown in the rain. An officer stopped his Honda Odyssey and took the man into custody on charges including driving a minivan under the influence. You expect minivan drivers to be sober.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, usually.
Not this guy.
I don't know, though. I keep hearing about these soccer moms. I have a buddy who coaches his daughter's soccer team, and he says the moms are always loaded at games. They got those Stanley Cups, those big mugs, and he goes, they're not drinking water out of those, man.
Well, sorry, Dana, but I mean, like, it is soccer.
Okay, calm down. God, I hope your kid plays soccer.
I had to do that for Nick. Oh, no, actually, okay, me and my husband are probably terrible for this, but there's like this cute little sports bag you can get on Amazon, and it's got like plushy sport balls, like a football, soccer ball, baseball, and I refused to get it for him because it has a soccer ball.
Oh, God, you're going to be those. I love that your husband is anti-soccer, but he was the guy that played lacrosse and was in dance.
He was in dance.
Yes.
That's all you got. Lacrosse is cool.
Lacrosse is fine, but yeah, the guy was in dance, yeah. But he refused to let his kid play soccer. Okay, buddy.
And like every kid plays soccer,
Yeah.
I think, at some point, because I believe it's one of the only sports that they can play starting off at such a young age.
And it's cheap, too. You don't really need much equipment. It's not like hockey or football.
Yeah, you're not investing. You don't have to take money out of your 401k to put them in soccer.
And I think my parents loved that I was into soccer because it just burns energy, because I was a very hyper kid.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, go run around for 2 hours, and then maybe you'll calm down for a little bit. So
Trying to get you a little exhausted.
Yes, exactly.
It sucks not having Nick here today, and last thing I want to do is let him down in his absence, but I like that you pay tribute to him, Ashley, and going after soccer.
Yeah, gotta do what I gotta do.
That's what he'd want.
I love you, Nick.
Yeah, we all love him, and that's exactly what he'd want. Next up in the realm of just not getting it, a woman drunk enough to use her breath to light a meth spoon. This chick was hammered. 39-year-old Whitney Jensen was arrested last week after attempting to pick up her child from a daycare with a blood alcohol level more than 8 times the legal limit.
Whoa.
How's that even possible?
We don't hear about that high too often. She also had open containers in her car. The situation unfolded just after 6:20 p.m. Thursday when a concerned daycare worker called 911 after Jensen arrived to pick up her kid while severely impaired, to say the least. When officers arrived, she tried to get out of the vehicle to speak with them, but she couldn't stand up straight without help. She was swaying, couldn't keep her footing, had slurred speech, and was unable to finish her sentences. Plus, of course, she smelled like alcohol. Officers searched her vehicle, and they found several open containers. She was transported to the Utah County Jail, where she had a blood alcohol content of .419, or more than 8 times the legal limit. Yeah, .4, that's the death number usually, right? So she must be pretty experienced, because for most people, you'd be killed.
Good Lord, that poor kid.
I had a buddy who blew a .4 once. The cops found him outside a Gopher tailgate back when they played at the Metrodome. He was shirtless, and he was trying to direct traffic. Standing in the middle of the road, like, hey, no, you, yep, come this way. No, hold on, stop, you stop. Okay, yep, no, you go now, it's your turn.
I'd listen.
Yeah, and, shirtless, 19, 20-year-old. And he came back with a minor, and he blew a .40.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Yeah. Was he very experienced as far as drinking goes? I mean, well, he must have been if he survived something like that.
I think he's one of those kids that started young and had developed a tolerance by the time he's actually very successful now. So, but
yeah, there you go. Just start
in the
out
traffic
as
industry.
A drinker.
Yes, exactly. He's the guy that anytime like a stoplight goes out, he jumps out of the truck and puts a vest on and starts directing traffic.
I got this, guys. Yeah. I have experience.
I did it when I blew a .40 outside the Metrodome. I can do it here on Cliff Road.
During the holidays, a statewide campaign unfolded across Minnesota with a clear focus on impaired driving. By the time it wrapped up, that effort had led to the arrest of more than 2,100 people. Officers from 296 law enforcement agencies took part, making a total of 2,170 DWI arrests over the course of that campaign. The director of the Office of Traffic Safety said every arrest represents a crash that didn't happen or a dangerous driver stopped before someone was hurt. Some of those arrests came from especially troubling encounters. In Egan, officers stopped a driver with a BAC of .357. St. Paul, another driver was discovered on an airport runway. That's sign number 1.
Not where you should be.
With a .12. You think you'd be more drunk if you're doing something
like
that.
That's barely anything.
Not every stop ended without incident. Authorities say a Columbia Heights officer was kicked in the chest while stopping an impaired driver.
Impressive.
Yeah, that guy knows karate or something. In Spring Lake Park, police arrested a driver with a blood alcohol content of .14 after the adult was driving their kids home from a choir concert. And in South St. Paul, officers encountered the same drunk driver more than once, stopping that person twice in a single week.
Oh, man.
I'd hate myself forever.
Well, yeah, time to maybe talk to somebody.
Maybe it's one of those things where, like, I can't believe I did that. I got to get drunk to take away the pain. Oh, crap, I'm behind the wheel again.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, I've had some friends that would do that, for sure.
A Texas fugitive made his first public impression in custody with clothing which landed uncomfortably close to the allegations against him. When caught after going on the run following the suspicious death of a woman inside a Texas home, cops caught him while he was wearing a sweatshirt with a message that read, "I will put you in a trunk and help people look for you."
What? I mean, cool sweatshirt, though.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, right? Cruz Wanzer was arrested and charged last week with felony tampering or fabricating physical evidence with intent to impair a human corpse, possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance, possession of a controlled substance, and a parole violation. Authorities had said they'd been looking for him after a 37-year-old woman was found dead in her home on Sunday the 11th. After his arrest, he was booked into jail where his mugshot captured him wearing a purple sweatshirt bearing the message, "I will put you in the trunk and help people look for you. Stop playing with me," the shirt read. As of press time, he had not been charged in connection with that woman's death, and investigators have not yet determined the cause or manner of her death either. The age-old prank of egging a house nearly turned deadly when a Florida man tried to give a woman lead poisoning by blasting bullets at his ex and her friend.
Oh, man.
Police responded to a hospital. He doesn't play, this guy.
No, he doesn't. Apparently not.
Police responded to a hospital about 2 a.m. Sunday after a woman showed up with a gunshot wound to her arm. She said she went with her friend to egg her friend's ex-boyfriend's apartment.
Fun.
Apartment? So it's not even his own property?
Yeah, that's not even...
Maybe have like a lower level. It's easier. It's right there.
As they peeled away, the ex, identified as 18-year-old Jason Rodriguez, fired several rounds into her car, striking the victim. Cops went to his home where he admitted to shooting at the car. He said he heard the commotion outside, grabbed his gun, and went out to investigate. He then claimed the pranksters hit him with an egg and a rock. As they drove off, he said he observed a green laser on his body.
No.
And that's when he opened fire at the car. He thought they were using a sniper rifle on him or something.
All right. I mean...
And when he shot, he ended up hitting the ex's friend. That narrative cracked almost immediately under surveillance footage, which detectives obtained and reviewed in full. Police say the video showed Rodriguez was never hit by an egg or a rock, and there was no green laser.
Oh.
So their investigation was over easy. The video did, however, capture him scrambling to pick up the shell casings, using his phone flashlight to locate and collect them, a detail suggesting his actions were something other than self-defense. Investigators summed it up plainly, concluding that Rodriguez proved an inaccurate statement in an attempt to justify that shooting, while video clearly showed him firing at a departing vehicle, which posed no threat.
God forbid you get some middle school type revenge on a guy.
Yeah, that guy runs hot. I can see why she left him. He's facing charges of attempted murder at this point.
Oh, of course. Over getting egged. I mean, I got chased a couple times after egging a house or something, but I never got shot at.
That's what you're expecting, to get chased.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's what it is. It's not, no gunplay involved. It's just eggs.
A man in Central Ohio asked a car saleswoman for a test drive in a Jeep Wrangler, then ventured into four-wheel drive felony territory, abducting her so he could take care of a few errands.
Just needed a car for the day?
Yeah. He had to do some shopping.
Just got to go to Hobby Lobby, get some stuff from Target.
The man, 51-year-old Todd Mars, arrived at the Performance Luxury Sport Car dealership in Marysville, about 35 miles northwest of Columbus. He told staff he wanted to take a Wrangler out for a drive. He was very interested, turning a spin in a Jeep Wrangler and an unpaid chauffeur arrangement with a captive audience. He was paired with a sales associate, and the two set off together. According to the employee, the drive took a troubling turn when Mars veered off the usual route. He pulled the SUV up to a warehouse and sat there for several minutes. When the associate asked him to head back to the dealership, he responded, "No."
What are we doing here, man?
He's like, "No, I'm not going to do that."
That's so scary. I would think he's going to kill me.
And wait till you hear the rest. He said, "Now, you just sit there and wait like a good girl." The saleswoman managed to text her coworkers and share her location. She also tried to make a call, but Mars grabbed her phone and tossed it onto the floor of the vehicle, and the drive continued. Mars then went to a hospital to pick up a friend. He refused to return the associate to her workplace until he finished his errands that day. Court records show he has a criminal history, which includes an assault charge in his past, and in the most recent case, he's scheduled to appear before a judge next week.
It didn't say what kind of errands he needed to run so badly?
No, they never mentioned the kind of stuff he had to do.
Yeah, to get a prescription, needed to, swing by his buddy's place to lend him back his PlayStation 2.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been that desperate to run errands, I guess.
No, me neither. Yeah, poor person, though. Test drives are awkward as it is, but then if you get held hostage and while a guy runs errands, that sucks.
Oh, I hate them so much. My husband got a truck not too long ago. I think it was this past summer, and obviously I went with. I wanted to check it out, and so she sat in the back, and it just made things so much more awkward. And what made it didn't help that I went to go sit in the back. She's like, "No, you sit in the front." Obviously, why wouldn't I?
It is great when they don't go with you. It's few and far between. But you're right, it's pretty awkward.
Oh, I've only been on a couple. Most recently was this week when I got a new car. But yeah, it's definitely very uncomfortable. It's just kind of making awkward conversation. All right, take it right here. All right.
I'd imagine they get used to it.
Yeah,
but I bet it's still uncomfortable for them too. Mm-hmm. I would think.
And also, you never know what you're getting yourself into when you get into a car with a stranger like that,
One of the times I took a test drive, the car that I was test driving had air-conditioned seats. And it was the middle of the summer, so I was wearing a sundress, and I was with a younger gentleman, and we were driving it around, and he's like, "Yeah, so these are the heated seats. This is this. And he goes, "And then this is the air-conditioned seats." And I was like, "Whoa, that's weird. And he was like, oh, yeah, I didn't. Oh, shoot. I forgot that you were wearing a dress. I bet that doesn't feel like the most comfortable or whatever he said. And it made things so awkward.
Even in jeans or the giant basketball shorts I like to wear, it's uncomfortable. I've never liked the ventilated seats.
Is it weird? I don't know. It kind of makes it feel like you peed your pants in
little
a way.
bit.
Like it's so cold that it feels damp.
Or you know how they say, like, sometimes you can be something like burning can feel like it's freezing almost. It gets so hot. I'm always afraid that, oh no, my genitalia just started on fire. It's not
I understand.
My sack is in flames.
Here's a shortcut to securing holiday housing with bars instead of bows on the windows. Getting high on meth, assaulting a police officer, and then stealing her squad. In Seattle, a man with lackluster festive spirit was taken into custody after stealing a patrol car from a Washington State Patrol lieutenant, and he chose to do it on Christmas. Video from the scene showed the man crossing a busy Seattle interstate as a Washington State Patrol vehicle rolled up nearby. He stopped, hesitated, paced for a moment, then walked straight to the driver's side door and yanked the trooper out. She was pushed to the pavement as he climbed behind the wheel and sped away.
Units in pursuit. Oh my God, he just stole the cop car.
That's where the video ends, but the story didn't stop there. Police gave chase, and after an intense pursuit, officers pinned the vehicle and took that man into custody. He only admitted to smoking meth earlier in the day after cops found 2 glass pipes with burned residue on them.
No, it was early. I'm not high. I did it this morning.
Yeah, it couldn't be affected now.
No.
That was shortly after breakfast.
Yeah. I made my Denver omelet and smoked my meth like I normally do, and I went on with my day.
All right, everybody be cool. My wife texted. She reminded me of a test drive we went on. We were sworn to secrecy. I completely forgot about this. This was a long, long time ago. I don't think we were even married yet. And we're test driving a vehicle. The guy's like, hey, you know what? He told me to punch it. I'm like, I'm not going to punch it. You know, I'm a speed limit guy.
Yeah.
And so he's like, all right, let me show you what this thing's got. You know, we got this baby purrs. So he starts like hauling ass on a frontage road. And all of a sudden we got pulled over, right? And it's got the dealer plate on the back.
Yeah.
And so he gets a ticket. He's explaining what's going on, kind of hoping that maybe the guy's like, he's like, hey, you know, we're just trying to show what this vehicle can do, that kind of thing. And the cop was like, well, why would they ever want to do what you just did in this vehicle?
Yeah, you're encouraging committing crimes?
Yeah, so we were kind of stuck there. He got a ticket, and he's like, please don't tell anybody this happened. Don't tell anybody.
What?
Yeah. So
they're not going to find out?
I don't, good question. I don't know if they find out. If it's,
yeah, I mean, it's on his record. It's not like he has to go back and tell them.
Yeah, they give the ticket to him.
Doesn't tickets usually affect your insurance? So, like, isn't your insurance notified?
You can get a continuance for dismissal or whatever they call it.
Oh, my God, that poor man.
Oh, I felt terrible for him.
Oh, and he was just trying to show off, thinking he was cool.
Yeah.
Probably thinking, like, I'm going to press his wife right here,
God, you know? You had to awkwardly sit there while this dude got a ticket.
Yeah. Thanks for texting that. Reminding me of that, hon. Yeah,
it would be so bad, dude.
Definitely one of those things where it was already awkward and then it got more awkward.
No kidding. Because he tried to get out of it, too.
Oh, yeah.
And then the guy's like, nope.
Oh, he was sweating.
And then he's panicking while the cop is back, like looking up the license and your registration and stuff. And about that small talk was just horrible.
Did you buy a vehicle from him that day?
Did, yeah.
Okay.
I kind of felt like I had to.
I was going to say, I bet you were guilted into buying a vehicle, Josh.
I leased it. Yes, I did.
100%, dude.
I definitely did. Heather Graham turns 56 today. Edward Burns, 58. I missed this. I apologize. We were scrambling yesterday. We missed Nick so much. He's been sick. Hopefully he can join us again tomorrow. So I didn't get a chance to get to text, partially because we were so busy and partially because I was afraid of what you were saying about the show.
It's all positive, Josh.
But I wanted to make sure and wish a happy belated birthday to 2 awesome people, Chick 420 Jesus and Nico Jesus. My apologies to School Busing Kai Jesus for not doing it yesterday. Hatch Daddy Jesus, text a birthday shout out to Ryan, and happy 17th anniversary Saturday to Gluten Free Jesus and No Hawk Welder Jesus. That's 93X News.
Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder on the Half-Ass Morning Show.
Day 2 with no Nick. Video journal. Recording experiences for posterity. Terror diarrhea, still prevalent. Remember to apologize to coworkers for the mess. Fear level letting the listeners down in Nick's absence. Off the charts. Ability to masturbate under extreme duress. Still awesome. Morning show video log without Nick, day 2, disconnected.
Well, first of all, I think this tarnishes everything in the Hall of Fame. All of the inductees, everybody in the Hall of Fame, just because of 10 or 11 or 12 ignorant, jealous who did not vote for him. I think it tarnishes everything about the Hall of Fame.
Well, without Nick again today, there's a pretty big hole in the ship. And we don't want this thing going down without him, so we called in two of the biggest plugs we know to keep us afloat. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning.
And Brad, thank you for joining us on what would normally be your day off. We needed the help, and you were nice enough to step in.
Of course.
We appreciate it. We're a bit like the Denver Broncos in the AFC Championship game because we're both without Knicks. We'll do our best. He means so. I'm always afraid I'm going to let him down, but we'll do our best not to let him down. You likely recognize the voice there in the opening clip. Hall of Fame coach Jimmy Johnson, one of many who spoke out yesterday. He was pissed horny grandpa Bill Belichick was snubbed as a first ballot Hall of Famer. And a lot of people, Mahomes, Brady, people were very upset.
Belichick...
And rightly so.
And Belichick's got such an ego. I bet he's kind of loving this right now. Because for the first time in, 20
he's
years?
He's not the villain.
Yeah, he's getting widely praised by everybody. Everybody's just, S-ing his D right now, saying, greatest coach of all time. Oh, my God, he's so great. If he's not a first balloter, nobody should be a first balloter.
That's right. That's a good point. Yep. So many people are, talking about it and speaking out about it. Johnson was one of the loudest. He was on the Pat McAfee show and was very upset.
Yeah.
I imagine Bill and his girlfriend sitting in bed together, and she's on Twitter showing him all the love.
Just waiting for that pill to kick in?
Yeah, showing him all the memes and stuff. Oh, look at this one,
honey.
Yeah.
Well, I think this goes back to what we talked about a little bit yesterday, that I think this is going to cause a little bit of an overhaul in how they vote, or it has to. It has to anyway. I mean, only to have 50 people voting on this, and, you can have 10 or 11 people hold it hostage a little bit. I mean, they got to look at how they vote on some of these things, I think.
Well, they didn't mention this situation specifically, but the Hall of Fame did speak out yesterday or issue a statement saying that they are threatening to remove some of the voters who violated bylaws.
Yeah.
They're saying, and I think part of or the majority of it is that they released this early. It wasn't supposed to come out until the 5th.
Yeah, they're wondering who leaked it.
They're upset by that. One of the committee members, there's a Kansas City Star columnist, he said his decision had nothing to do, because some of the rumors was, well, maybe it's Spygate, she's too young to be your daughter-gate, or Deflategate controversies.
Right.
But he said, no, it's nothing like that.
Then what is it?
Yeah.
He was saying it was just, there was other people he thought deserved to be there more.
Yeah, I think a lot of
who?
How was that?
I read his explanation, and it was something to do with there were some people on the ballot. There were some senior members who were not going to get in unless he voted for them this time, and he even named the 3 people that he voted for. I think it was L.C. Greenwood, Ken Anderson, and somebody else.
Roger Craig.
And Roger Craig. Okay,
none of them deserve to be ahead of Belichick.
No, that's my point. Is that okay? I mean, sure, you voted for those 3 because they were going to go off the ballot, but none of those 3 should take the place of an 8-time Super Bowl winner, for crying out loud.
I mean, that's just part of the process, right? I mean, if those guys they had their chance to make the Hall if people had voted for them. So obviously, if this is their last time on the ballot, they were not deemed worthy by 50 writers to be in the Hall of Fame. So that's terrible.
He made his case worse by voting for L.C. Greenwood over Bill Belichick.
Yeah, that's a terrible excuse. It just doesn't work. But this also just goes to show that this is not a perfect science, right? This is not a perfect way there is no perfect way. You're talking about people making decisions on players, coaches making the Hall of Fame, and sometimes personalities and personal biases come into play when you do these kind of things. I'm sure that a couple of those voters thought, well, if I don't vote for him, he'll still get in, but I at least make my point. Well, they probably didn't realize that there was going to be 8 or 9 others that felt the same way, and all of a sudden he doesn't get in on the first ballot.
Oh, that's a very good point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bert Blyleven used to tell me all the time that he believes that there's no way he would have gotten into the Baseball Hall of Fame had he not done TV after he got done playing, because of the fact when he was a player, he used to treat the media horribly. And he basically admitted, he said, he goes, if I wouldn't have done TV after I got done playing, I would have had no chance of getting in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, I didn't know that about him.
That kind of softened his image, and that kind of softened the way people viewed him. And he said, there's no way I would have gotten in the Hall of Fame had I not done that.
Circling people on the telestrator went a long way for Bert back in the day.
Oh, he's so lovable.
Circle me, Bert.
Yep.
I'd never heard that before, so he was difficult to talk to as a media member.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely.
But also he was was able to get in because of the committees that were set up to make sure that some of these players like Blyleven had opportunities after they were off the ballot to get in, right? I mean, the veterans committees and things like that. I mean, Tony Oliva, Jim Cott, they're the same way. So this was not that. This was the Hall of Fame regular voting for the NFL, but Blyleven also was able to get in, and so some of those other guys, because there was like these catch-alls after the official voting, they were off the ballot, which I think is a good thing. Sometimes it takes time for people to kind of look at these guys in a closer light and compare them a little bit to other players to see if they deserve to get in. You're seeing that a lot right now in baseball, where they're talking about how Beltran got in this year and Andrew Jones got in. There's a lot of comparisons to some of the players that have already gotten into the Hall, looking at their numbers and making those decisions. So,
do you guys think some of those veteran committees will work in the favor of guys like A-Rod and Bonds and Clemens, guys
eventually,
that, yeah.
I think eventually things will soften enough where those guys likely will get in, but it may not be on the regular ballots.
I mean, if you're going to have a museum that's telling the story of baseball, you have to include those guys in it, for better or worse.
Well, then you have to decide about Pete Rose and some other things too.
Mm-hmm.
So, right.
It was actually 90 years ago today, in 1936, the first 5 players were elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Can you name them?
Well, Babe Ruth's got to be one.
What was the year?
1936. Yep, first one. Babe Ruth is on the list, yes.
So is Lou Gehrig.
Not on the list for the first year.
Oh.
Benny the Jet Rodriguez.
Grover Cleveland. No.
Grover Cleveland was busy.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know.
Ty Cobb.
I don't know either.
Ty Cobb.
Wagner?
Yes. Also
Honus
on
Wagner.
Christy Matheson.
Christy Matheson.
And Walter Johnson.
Walter Johnson, pitcher. Yep. Okay.
1936. What were you doing back then, Randy?
I was 10, so I was still young.
I was going to go
formative
as a senior
years
in high school.
You saw some of their baseball cards, Randy? If you're 10, you're probably collecting cards.
Back then, they used to put baseball cards in their spokes, you know.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, that
that's
used
right.
to be so cool.
That was awesome.
Oh, think of all the money that could have been, who would have thought they'd be worth so much money?
You'd be
Well, and the card business has just exploded again. I mean,
insane, Randy.
it's
wow.
It's at a whole nother level right now, especially with these opening these packs and the monetary value of some of these cards. It's crazy.
Those
I know
videos are oddly captivating of people opening packs of cards.
My son loves those.
They are.
My son loves them.
And I was at a card shop recently in town. I was just killing time waiting to pick the dog up from the groomer. And of course, I like looking at the sports memorabilia and the cards and stuff.
Yep.
And there was a guy over there just buying packs. He's buying English Premier League packs. He didn't know anything about soccer. He just knew that there was some value in them. So he was just opening packs, not to collect them, just looking for hits. Basically hitting a scratcher,
Yeah.
a scratch off lottery
That's exactly
tickets.
what I was thinking.
Sure.
Monday marked the 40th anniversary of Super Bowl 20, where the Bears beat the Patriots. And if you're rich, some of these collector items we're talking about, and I'd imagine a fan of the Bears, you can pick up a chance to own a piece of history. The Bears sweater vest that head coach Mike Ditka wore during that actual game is up for auction.
Oh, wow.
If you hate sleeves, you like the smell of cold cuts, you like sweaters.
Bet it just smells like salami. You're right, Josh.
At least it looks like a 40-year-old garment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good point. It's been sitting around somewhere.
Dude, I'd wear that. That thing's cute.
It's the classic.
That's what I think of.
Yeah.
That's definitely what I think of. I mean, that's one of those things where people saw it, they'd know exactly what it was.
Yeah.
They know exactly, even though it's just a sweater vest.
Didn't he wear that sweater vest when they made fun of the Metrodome, called it the Roller Dome, and it was on the roller skates and all that kind of stuff? Yeah.
Didn't you used to go to that, Dana?
I never actually went to it, no. But
I thought you said you did.
No.
I always wanted to go.
It looked fun. I mean, yeah, I've got nothing against rollerblading.
The Roller Dome.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
They still do it at US or the new Metrodome right now, too.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do they call it Roller Dome? They should just keep the name. At the
Yeah, I don't know what
Metrodome.
they call it, but I have seen on Instagram some people have gone there and skated around.
I checked last night. It was up to $82,000.
Dang.
It's on golden.co. Goldin.
Oh, Golden Auctions. That's the big one. They got a show on Netflix called I can't remember what it's called. It's as good as Golden or something like that. But it's all about acquiring that rare type of sports memorabilia and auctioning it off.
So are they kind of
and then what
focused
they do
on
with it?
sports? Then?
Sports? They do other stuff too, like pop culture and stuff and whatnot. But it's mostly sports. And if you're a nerd for that type of stuff, I recommend checking that show out on Netflix. It's very fascinating. They meet with athletes, and they get some of their prize memorabilia and they consign it and auction it off, and it's crazy how much how much money this stuff goes for.
Well, I would love if this sweater vest landed in the hands of one of those girls. There's like these certain girls all over social media that will take like old vintage clothes and completely redo it.
Just bedazzle it.
She just makes it into like a belly shirt.
Really sex that thing up.
All right, the show is called King of Collectibles: The Golden Touch. It's on Netflix. There's like 3 seasons. If you're a nerd like me, you will absolutely love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. That sounds
That actually
really
sounds
lame.
like a show that I would like because I like those.
Yeah, Brad, you would dig it for
right
sure.
after I called it lame.
Brad's like, I think it sounds cool.
I would. Yeah, I like Pawn Stars and shows like.
Yeah,
All
that's similar to the similar vibe.
I
Brad.
do love Pawn Stars. That reminds me of my dad. That's all we watched.
Well, if you got the cash, you can bid through February 7th. Like I said, at least last night it was $82,000. You get a letter signed from Ditka, and there's pictures of him wearing it that come along with the vest as well. Former Viking quarterback Sam Darnold, he's a lot cooler than we even knew. There's a family connection between Sam Darnold and an iconic marketing figure. It turns out his grandfather is a former Marlboro man.
One of the coolest looking guys ever.
I've never been a smoker, but I always thought the Marlboro man was awesome.
There was more than one Marlboro man?
Yeah, there was a few of them. Darnold's grandfather, he's former Marlboro man Dick Hammer.
That's his name?
That's how do you improve being the Marlboro man? You call yourself Dick Hammer.
That's awesome. I'd light up a heater with Dick Hammer.
Yeah, he'd get me to smoke 6.
Yeah.
The Pardon My Take podcast, they were talking about that connection, and it came out that Dick Hammer's legacy is quite girthy. It goes well beyond being a Marlboro man. He became a face for Marlboro cigarettes for over a decade in the 70s, but he has an athletic background too, which is pretty impressive. His grandpa appeared in the 1964 Summer Olympics. He competed in volleyball, and that came after Hammer was a USC Trojan basketball star and a firefighter. I mean,
wow.
Can you imagine like having grandpa sharing stories? You're talking about grandpas. It would suck to follow Sam Darnold.
Yeah, it would.
That's a lot of
Now we know where his athletic genes came from.
That's right.
I guess so.
I hope the coach goes up to him before the game and just looks him in the eye and says, "Do it for Dick."
Mr. Hammer?
Yeah, do it for Hammer.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. The Marlboro Man, Joe Camel, all those things, they got me as a kid.
Yeah, I never got into smoking, but I definitely thought they were really cool.
The Joe Camel, we've talked about this before, like all the merchandise they used to have.
Well, that's during the time where you could advertise both in print and in TV and everything. I mean,
it's crazy.
Smoking advertising was everywhere.
Smoking's cool. Come do it, kids.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Smoking advertising was like beer advertising today. It was all over the place.
I've held on to a lot of Sports Illustrated from when I was a kid, and you can tell, you go through them and you're like, oh wow, there's a lot of cigarette ads in this thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Completely forgot about that.
Yep.
Yeah, some other Super Bowl stuff. You want to hear some Super Bowl fun facts?
Sure, I like that kind of stuff.
Did you know this is Sam Darnold's second Super Bowl? He was the backup to Brock Purdy during the 49ers' overtime loss to the Chiefs in Super Bowl 58.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is also Drake May's second Super Bowl, too. if you count going as a fan as a 13-year-old to see his Carolina Panthers play the Denver Broncos in Super Bowl 50. So
I don't count that.
This is Drake May's second Super Bowl, so it's both guys in their second Super Bowl. They got experience.
That's funny. Yeah, they mentioned that on the broadcast. They brought that up, like his dad brought him or something like that.
Yeah, little kid, a little shirt, probably in a Cam Newton jersey, Randy.
Yeah, I bet it was a little bit cheaper to go back then, too.
That's a cool story.
Super Bowl 50 wasn't all that long ago.
10 years ago, yeah.
I bet.
I didn't even pay attention to what one you said. I just imagined him to be a lot younger, but I forget that.
Yeah, he's only a 23-year-old kid.
Yeah, I forget about that. They're so young.
And the Seahawks and Patriots are the latest of 10 Super Bowl rematches. Seahawks and Patriots, of course, played that game we talked about a couple days ago where they didn't run the ball on the goal line. Interception, 27-24. The other ones, the Steelers and the Cowboys, they met 3 times in the Super Bowl. The other previous repeats are Dolphins, Washington, 49ers, Bengals, Cowboys, Bills, Patriots, Giants, Patriots, Eagles, Patriots, Rams, a lot of Patriots, Chiefs, 49ers, and Chiefs, Eagles. So 10th rematch in Super Bowl history.
Are you guys excited for this Super Bowl?
No.
You're not?
Yeah, actually. I
Even
like
with Sam
watching
Darnold?
Sam Darnold play it,
Yeah,
and I
I'm
really want
excited
him to
because
win.
I would like to see Seattle win. That's
Yeah.
why I'm a little bit excited.
Yeah. But I'm more excited than I have been in the past. I mean, I'm just glad. I'll say this on behalf of Nick. It's not the Chiefs.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But it's the Patriots.
Well, but it's a different style of Patriots.
It's more the fans, Randy. I understand that Brady and Belichick aren't there. I just can't stand the arrogance of their fans anymore. It's gotten to me over the years.
It's
their fans have never bothered me.
Oh, really?
Why? Yeah.
Huh.
Grinds Dana's gears.
Yeah, I guess so.
It does grind my gears. The last time the Patriots were in the Super Bowl, last time the Seahawks were in the Super Bowl, here's what's happening in the world. The original Creed hit theaters. This was 10 years ago.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
Oh, I know.
Never seen it.
What?
Oh, Ashley, you got to watch it.
I hate to be the how have you never seen that person, but how have you never seen that?
It's like a fighting movie, right?
It's a boxing.
They're like boxing.
Yes, it's a fighting movie.
Yeah, that's why.
It's like a fighting movie.
I'm so sorry. I meant fighting as in boxing. So I mean that's why I've never really watched any movie like that.
Never any of the Rockies or anything.
Nope.
We named our dog after.
I know.
Do you
sorry.
Do you like the idea of Michael B. Jordan training shirtless?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if you see it pop on Netflix, give it a shot.
All right.
It's very good.
Uptown Funk was the #1 song the last time the Seahawks were in the Super Bowl and continues to be played at every single wedding.
Oh, my gosh.
Is that true? I've only been to a couple weddings since that's been out, and yours being one of them. Did you play that at the dance?
I'm pretty sure it got played, at some point.
I despise that song.
Do you really?
The year that came out, me and my ex-boyfriend and his mother and father went on a road trip. And that song played about 16,000 times.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would get it.
I was going to say, it was good about the first 3 times I heard it, but the next 3,000 are probably a little bit...
It did get... It was in pretty much every commercial for a while there, too.
Yeah.
And also the Apple Watch hit shelves the last time the Seahawks were in the Super Bowl. So that's what was happening the last time the
Seahawks were there.
The chickens were there.
Never been a huge fan of those Apple Watches.
Not for me. I'm not a watch guy, though.
No, they kind of look dorky,
I didn't want to be mean, but yeah. I like when people dress super nice. Like, for example, Dana's wedding recently. I saw people dressed really nice, and then they had the Apple Watch on. It just doesn't go together. You shouldn't wear a ball gown and an Apple Watch.
And then they try to get the fancy wristband for it to try to class it up a little bit, but it still just looks like you're Inspector Gadget or something.
My husband's mom had it's not an Apple Watch, but it's a smartwatch, and she asked if I wanted it because she held on for it too long, can't return it, and I thought, I've always wanted something that counts my steps. And I put it on and I was like, no, this is not for me. I look like a complete loser with a watch on.
Yeah, my ex-wife got me one for Christmas and I go, this is going to get returned immediately.
I was going to say, do you have an Apple Watch?
No,
I didn't know.
No, you cannot pay me to wear one of those. Not for me. I understand they're practical and useful for some people, but not my style.
Did you tell her right away? You open it and you're like, this sucks. This is a terrible gift.
It wasn't technically. It was a Samsung watch, but same thing, because it paired with my phone. But I'm like, this is very thoughtful, babe. I'm never ever gonna put this on my wrist. I just had to be honest with her.
Oh, good for you.
Well, you don't know. Randy and Brad might be Apple Watch guys.
I am a watch guy.
Is it healthy for the track?
Yeah, I can see that.
I have
Absolutely.
epilepsy, and I thought about getting one for that reason. You know,
I don't want to know. I don't want to know how I sleep. I don't want to know that stuff.
My wife.
I get what you mean.
And I won't sleep as well if I know that stuff. So I just don't want to know.
Your Apple Watch is going to tell you, boy, you're gassy, man. A lot of sleep toots.
I've always wanted one of those Aura rings.
I was just going to say that, Ashley.
Those seem sick.
My wife got one recently, and she reports her sleep score to me every day. I'm like, wow, it's insane how much just wearing a ring on your finger can tell that much about, your heart rate, your stress levels, how you slept, how often you woke up, that type
Something
of thing.
about that, I just don't want to know. I just don't want to know that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. If I wore something like that, it would just make me more sad. Like, hey, reminder, you only got 4 hours of sleep last night, and they were all in 30-minute segments. Like, oh, okay.
And also with Apple Watches, too, I'm already addicted to my phone enough as it is. I don't need another thing to be looking at all the time.
I wouldn't be able to see it very well.
That reminds me, I had one for a short amount of time.
An Apple Watch?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I cannot picture
Sorry
you
for the
wearing
pun.
one either.
Yeah, I'm not a watch guy, a jewelry guy, nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
No bling for me usually, but the reason I got it
Except the
is
C ring, though, of course.
What's that?
The C ring.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Very helpful.
I've heard they can be.
Yeah, I like to wear it at church. But I got the Apple Watch because I thought, you know what? It's sometimes, it might be considered rude to pull your phone out if you're with somebody. And,
yes.
Right.
I got
That's
kids, and if somebody texts, I want to make sure nothing's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I'll just get an Apple Watch, and then I can kind of glance at it and be less rude. But
That's what doctors do. Doctors wear those kind of watches so that they don't feel, like they get a message and they look at their watch as opposed to pulling out a phone when they're with a patient.
Oh, to see if it's crucial or an emergency.
Smart.
It's just it's less intrusive with a patient. So
my experience was different because I'd look at my watch and people would be like, "Oh, you got to go."
Checking the time.
As if I'm trying to say, I got to get out of here, something like that. So I decided I just gave it away. My wife's friend wanted it, so I just gave it to her.
Angry Minnesota sports fan Jesus said, well, I guess I'll be posting my Apple Watch and fancy wristband I have for it on eBay this morning.
Good. I'm glad we're shaming you into selling that.
New Door and Old Jam Jesus said, I don't need an Apple Watch to tell me I'm gassy. I got a wife for that.
I did see a funny reel on Instagram yesterday where it showed a wife talking and a husband sitting there listening. He said, me listening, waiting for her to smell the fart.
Oh, gross. The health the tracking the health and things like that does appeal to me. I mean, I know, we've told stories about Apple Watch, smart watches save people's lives, right?
Yeah.
They alert somebody something bad's going on. Yardbarker.com, they put together a list of some what they called notable pro football Hall of Famers who were snubbed that should have got in on the first round. So, Randy and Brad, I was interested in your take on these. The first one they mentioned is Terrell Owens.
Well, it's controversial.
Yeah, another one of those media probably hated the guy.
Yeah. Well, loved him or hated him.
Yeah.
Depends on, But, yeah, I can see that.
The sit-ups on the driveway didn't really do anything to help his cause.
And he also played with and kind of behind Jerry Rice. So he was kind of in that same time period.
I can kind of see him not getting in the first time. I can kind of see that.
What about Shannon Sharp?
Took him 3 years to get in.
He's a lot more controversial now than he was as a player. So I don't think that was really the reason. I don't know. Tight ends kind of had a hard time getting into the Hall of Fame. It was kind of like a DH in baseball. It took a lot of people understanding the position to get them into the Hall, right away. So.
It took people a while to appreciate the fact that they could that they had a dual role, like they had to be really good blockers and receivers, not just one or the other. Yeah.
Another one they mentioned, it took him 8 years to get in. Art Monk, they said should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah. I watched Art Monk play.
Maybe sooner than 8, but yeah.
I'm not so sure I would have put him in right away. Yeah. It's not again. You base it on a guy like Jerry Rice or Chris Carter, Randy Moss. I'm just thinking of great receivers that had an impact. Art Monk was very good, but he played also with a group of receivers in Washington that were they were all very talented. So
I I would argue Art Monk probably wouldn't have gotten in at all if the Redskins wouldn't have won those Super Bowls.
Yep, it's probably true.
And the only reason, not the only reason, but a big reason they won those Super Bowls was their running game. So I'm not sure that he
John
would have
Riggins
gotten in anyway. Yes.
Back to the Super Bowl real quick. One thing I forgot to mention. I don't know what you guys are doing after the game ends. You finish watching the Super Bowl, but ESPN's doing a 24-hour broadcast previewing the 2027 Super Bowl. So,
What?
God.
Well, how do they do
What
that?
would that be about?
I mean, they're going to be talking about the game, of course, but highlighting the fact that next year's game is going to be on ABC. So it's going to start with Scott Van Pelt doing SportsCenter live from outside the stadium. They're going to have some programming overnight, and then the morning show, the shouty shows where they're yelling at each other. They'll be broadcasting live from outside the stadium.
Where is it going to be played next year?
I don't know where it's going to be. They're going to do it outside the Super Bowl and this year, outside the stadium this year.
Oh, okay.
I
thought you meant that they were going to be at the empty stadium.
No. So they're going to do it outside SoFi in San Francisco, and they're going to be, they'll have a player on the next morning and stuff, but a full 24 hours of coverage for the 2027 Super Bowl if you really can't get enough NFL.
I'm okay. Thank you, though.
I'm surprised they can fill that much time about it.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this stuff overnight's going to be recorded, obviously, but then the next morning, basically all of ESPN shows that they air during the day, I'm guessing Pat McAfee and stuff, it's all going to be live and then leading up to Jimmy Kimmel doing a show out there, too. So,
but, I mean, what do you say? Well, there'll be an AFC team, an NFC team.
Yeah. They'll probably be recapping the game, of course, but yeah, it's just...
They're going to break down every team's schedule
and
try to give everybody's odds of winning the Super Bowl next year.
It's just sometimes I love the NFL as much as the next guy, but sometimes it is just so much overkill.
Yeah. That sounds miserable.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just the entire off season where there's today's the day we're going to announce the schedules, and start a free agency.
I saw this note yesterday that the New England Patriots schedule next year, their 17-game schedule, only two games are against teams where their head coach wasn't fired last year.
Oh, God. Okay, good. So they'll be back.
Because of all the turnover,
Yeah.
Well, certainly in their division.
Yeah, their division. Everybody got gassed.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So that's 6 right there.
Only 2 of their 17 games are against coaches that return next year.
That's crazy.
The other Hall of Fame news, too, is that it sounds like Eli Manning's not going to get in on the first ballot either, which I think is fine,
Yardbarker brought up Eli Manning saying that would be a travesty.
About a travesty.
I mean, he'll get in eventually. The 2 Super Bowls alone, he's finished top 10 in a couple of huge passing statistics.
Yeah. And you got to try to separate the fact that he's a popular endorsement and he's really good on TV now from that stuff. I think he will get in, but I don't think he'll be a first ballot.
Right. Yeah. I think you're right, Brad. If he had just retired and just kind of retired,
gone away,
and wasn't top of mind, I wouldn't immediately be like, "Oh God, Eli Manning's not in the Hall of Fame." That's crazy.
Exactly.
So I think the popularity, and he is by far the funniest and the coolest of the 2 Manning brothers.
And who would have thought it?
Oh, I know. He just seemed like such a dork when he was playing, Well, I guess his brother kind of did too, but he was more, hosting SNL and doing commercials and stuff during his playing days. But Eli is low-key hilarious.
He's one of those,
I love him.
Yeah, I do too. He's one of those kind of sneaky, funny guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
He's cool. I like him a lot.
Yeah, his personality didn't really start to shine until after he got out of the league.
Did you fellas watch the Wolves last night?
I did not because I'm sitting here in Florida.
Oh, I suppose you probably don't have access to it.
I went back and forth between that and the Gopher game.
Yeah, we'll get into that too, but the Wolves won last night, 118-105. Julius Randle, 31 points. In front of the hometown crowd, he's a Dallas guy. Edwards did play. He's got that lingering foot issue, which is kind of... I would like to know more about that.
That's been going on for a while, right?
Right, and he's kind of in and out. I wonder if they're
it's
just...
like a toe injury, isn't it?
Yeah, I wonder if they're just kind of listing that as kind of like giving him a rest day here and there, or if it's actually something more serious.
Well, if it's more serious...
he hasn't been playing... Yeah, he hasn't been playing back-to-backs. He hasn't been playing the second of back-to-backs. I know that.
If it's more serious, they should be resting him because they're going to need him down the stretch. This is not the time to be experimenting whether he can play or not play.
Right.
I
think a game in Dallas would be a perfect time to rest the guy if that's the case.
I mean, if you look at their schedule coming up, they've got a couple of games in Memphis. Memphis is struggling. Toronto's very good. New Orleans is struggling. They've got some opportunities here, but there's so many more games left. I mean, there's a lot of season left to play. So the bottom line is for him, he needs to get as healthy as he can. If that means resting him for a couple of weeks, then rest him.
Yeah, part of the problem, too, is something we've talked about, and you talk about a lot, Randy. They are so thin. Their bench is just not very good. And when you take a guy like that out and you have a game that you should win, you put at risk not winning that game by not having him playing because your bench isn't good enough to carry the load. So they're a little bit caught in that situation, too.
And the other thing is now there's this discussion about Giannis. And the Timberwolves are part of this trade discussion that they are a serious candidate for a trade for Giannis. And if that's the case, then obviously their roster is going to be much thinner than what it is right now because they're going to likely be giving up, if they do something like this, probably a Jaden McDaniels, maybe even a Dante, possibly a Julius. There's all sorts of possibilities here over the next couple of weeks leading up to the trade deadline because supposedly, if you read through the lines of the NBA experts, the Wolves are in the serious conversations.
Well, I'm not sure I would do that because he's been hurt this year himself a couple of different times. And maybe that's to preserve his body for a trade. I mean, I get that. Right. I get how this works.
Yep.
And also, the Wolves don't have the one thing that might keep them from making this deal. They're going to have to get a third team involved because they don't have a first-round pick, and Milwaukee's going to want a first-round pick. If they're just not going to want players in return, they're going to want a pick too.
And that's part of the discussion on whether the Bucks will actually pull the trigger before the trade deadline, or they'll wait until the offseason where teams can evaluate what the first-round picks look like. So it may not happen, but the Wolves are like one of three teams that are in supposedly serious discussions about Giannis.
Yeah, speaking of the summer, Randy, Yahoo Sports wrote 6 teams broken into 2 categories. Teams that might get them at the deadline or teams that might wait till the summer.
Yep.
Deadline teams they didn't list Minnesota. They listed the Knicks, Golden State, Miami, and the 3 that might make a move over the summer that makes sense, San Antonio, the Rockets, and the Pistons for Giannis.
Through the NBA beat writer, though, I watched some of that last night on ESPN. The Wolves are supposedly in conversations. So,
well, if you look at Twitter and Wolves fans, it's already a done deal. Giannis is coming here, according to them.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. They're already like there's photoshops of him wearing those black and purple Prince jerseys. You know.
Oh yeah.
He seems like a pretty neat guy.
I thought it was weird.
If you believe some of the stuff coming out of New York too, I mean, New York might be offering Cat as part of it, and you know that almost seems like a good one-to-one type of a deal as far as salary goes too, because you got to match the salaries too.
Right.
Correct. And if you're going to trade, Cat, I mean, that might make the Bucks sit up and pay attention if they're calling about him too.
I know he's a professional athlete and he's well compensated and he lives a good life, but I just want Cat to be happy. And I just hate the fact that his name has been thrown out at every trade deadline and every offseason for the last 10 years.
It does seem that way.
He's fine. He's rich.
I know, but he seems like such a likable dude. I've never met him, but everything I've heard, he's just a great guy. And I just it's got to wear on a dude after a while.
But look at it this way, Dana. You're not going to be part of trade discussions if you're not valuable.
That's a good point.
And so he's a very valuable commodity right now. He's still young enough that he can help teams win. He's a veteran. There's just a lot of pluses, right now for him as a possible trade candidate. So there's
I can
value
speak
there.
as somebody. I can speak as somebody who does know him. He is a good guy, Dana. I agree with that.
Is there a butt coming?
No. Well, no, I was just going to say, as a teammate, I will say, though, as a teammate, he is a little challenging because his maturity level isn't always there.
I can see that.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
The locker room. So, yeah.
Yeah, the trade deadline, by the way, is a week from today, so Wolves only have a couple games left before Giannis is in town. And one of those is tonight. They got the Thunder late one, 8:30. That always ideal.
Prime Video.
Yeah, always ideal 8:30 start time on a streaming service. Not many people have. So that's
What? Everybody has Prime now.
okay. I guess everybody has Prime.
Well, maybe if it was like, I don't know, like I hate when there's stuff on Peacock.
Oh, I like Peacock.
Not every, like Peacock is one of those things where you're like, oh, cool, like a show came out, and so you download it for like a week. And then you never go back to it until something else is on it.
I'll send you my password, Ashley.
Thank you.
Other basketball news, Gopher. Brad, you said you watched it last night. You're not going to win too many Big Ten games when you give up 50 points in the second half on the road.
No, and again, this goes back. We talk about this all season long. They just are not. They don't have a bench. They literally do not have a bench. I mean, their starters play a phenomenal first half. They're up 18 at the half, and they ran out of gas. I mean, it just, you could see it happening in the second half during the game.
Well, and their top player didn't play last night, in Cade Tyson. So, I mean, that doesn't help them either. But again, I go back to this, and I've said this a lot, and I know Brad has too. You got to give these guys credit. You got to give Medved credit. He is getting the most out of this team. They're so shorthanded. But they battle every single time. And, who knows how this will look a month from now. They may have completely run out of gas, and maybe they'll get blown out of games. And that's very possible. But they have 7 scholarship players available last night. 9 players total last night.
Jeez.
So I mean, I want to see this coach. I want to see this coach with a roster of 8 or 9 guys that he can trust to play, because I think they would be they'd be very, very good. Another thing I found, I did a little research last night. If you took the starters versus starters in Big Ten games, just the starters on the Gophers versus the starters on the other team, I looked through the box scores. The Gophers would be 8-2 in the conference right now.
Yeah.
The bench has gotten outscored almost every game. But if you just took the starting lineups versus the starting lineups, the Gophers would be 8-2. They've outscored the other team's starters 8 out of 10 conference games. So that goes to our point about they just don't have a bench. They're just not deep.
Well, and they're not healthy. That's
they're not healthy, right? Yeah.
And with the transfer portal, you have to wonder, are the reinforcements coming, or are guys just going to bail and leave? That's the kind of predicament that college sports are in right now.
You would like to think there'd be guys in the transfer portal that see, Nico Medved, and they see that, and they would want to come here. You would hope that.
Roll the boat, Scotty Mine! Go Gophers, Big Ten Network!
But the thing about it, Dana, everybody's in the same boat for the transfer portal. It's not just the Gophers. Yeah, they may lose more players than some because they don't have the necessary NIL funds to keep these guys, but everybody is in the same boat. You see some of these teams that have a lot of money still lose good players because other teams just outbid them. It's such a crazy time for college sports. It's just insane how outrageous it is that colleges are basically like professional teams. They can't. It's just insane.
The one thing Nico Medved can promise somebody in the transfer portal that he wants to go get and spend some money on is that you're going to get playing time. Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. Absolutely.
Yep.
The Wild play tonight. They host the Flames at St. Paul. 7 o'clock puck drop there. But speaking of the Wild, remember the story we talked about a couple of weeks ago where a guy who runs a local sports media company, 10,000 Takes, he lost a hockey bet, and he had to stay at Stub and Herbs from open to close one Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
And for every beer he drank, I think they cut off like a half hour. For every shot he took, they cut off an hour, and he time-lapsed himself being there. It was a very funny video. He made another bet for the game on Tuesday night against the Blackhawks. He was at the game with a buddy who was a Blackhawks fan. They made a bet on the game, and the Wild won. So thankfully, the guy who runs 10,000 Takes is in the clear. But his buddy, the Blackhawks fan, here's what he has to pay up. He has to take a Lime scooter from St. Paul to Minneapolis in the dead of winter.
Oh, he's going to be frozen to death.
That sounds terrible.
I don't know how you do that even.
It's going to be inverted.
Yeah, can you do that? Or do you have to get on a highway? I guess I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't get on the highway, but
not on the highway.
No, I mean, are you able to get there without getting on the highway?
Oh, sure.
University Avenue.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not really familiar.
Could he get by on a technicality and go over by like East River Road where it changes from Minneapolis to St. Paul and go like a block and say, okay, I
there
went
you
from
go.
Minneapolis.
Now you're thinking,
Brad always has the angles.
Yeah, you do.
Big brain on Brad.
And also, how's the battery life on those things? Is that going to be able to last? Is he going to have to find multiple Lime scooters along the way,
that
ditch
sounds
one to pick up
miserable.
another one?
Like
he
you're driving
could, set them up beforehand and just pray that nobody else takes them.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're driving a Tesla, you got to stop at a Hy-Vee or something like that for half an hour.
Charge it up
on your route.
They should have made it where he has to be in a certain type of clothes too. Like he can't be completely bundled up and all happy and warm.
Got to be in the Borat swimsuit?
Yeah.
But yeah, that sounds absolutely miserable. And it's crazy that you still see Lime scooters in my neighborhood on the snow. It's like, who's piloting those right now?
I thought they were all gone. I assumed maybe he'd have to provide his own.
No, I dropped my car off for an oil change the other day, and I walked home. It's a neighborhood place, just a few blocks. But I saw a Lime scooter. I'm like, that would be hilarious to pick that up and try to run it right now because you're just asking to dislocate his shoulder.
Dude, it was so cold the day you got your car. I cannot believe you walked.
Oh, yeah, no, it was freezing. But like I said, it was only a couple blocks away.
When we were talking about the Mannings earlier, I forgot, and thank you for the text coming in to remind me, we have an endorsement from the Manning brothers for the morning show, and people requested that we play that.
Hey, everybody, this is Peyton Manning, along with my brother Eli. And you are listening to the best morning show around with You may want to use your station announcer for that last part. Eli, you got to enunciate.
Unfortunately, is homesick. Well, thank you again, Randy and Brad. Really appreciate you both.
You bet.
And Brad, Nick's sick, obviously, and we really appreciate your help today. If your pet is doing something weird, gross, or possibly expensive, before you Google your pet's symptoms and convince yourself it's something terrible, you can text your questions here. The Luther Bloomington Kia text line, 651-989-9393. Our resident veterinarian, Dr. Andrea from German Animal Hospital, is up next.
Half-assed Morning Show. 93X.
Happy New Year, podcast pals. Danny here to give my daily love to everybody at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Just a quick brag, I'm a Smart Club member. And yeah, it's a big deal because when the polar vortex hits, your house will let you know real fast. That's why right now is honestly the best time to do comfort upgrades. Standard's running a ton of specials right now. Things like whole home humidifiers to fix that dry winter air, UV lights to help keep the air cleaner, and ERVs that bring in that fresh air without dumping the heat. Trust me, you will notice a difference in a big way. Be cozy this winter. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930. Online at standardheating.com.
Years of hard work, and now you've got pain in your back, your shoulders, your knees, maybe your joints. You need help. Randy Shaver here with the answer. Dave Bialke. He's got over 30 years experience in getting workers' compensation benefits for people just like you. Don't suffer. Call Bialke Law today. 763-571-2410 or go to bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com. And it spells relief for you.
American Skyjacker tells the story of D.B. Cooper copycat Martin McNally, who hijacked a plane and jumped out with $500,000. But that's just the start of this epic true crime saga. Now, American Skyjacker is an action-packed documentary available on all major platforms. Go to AmericanSkyjacker.com to subscribe to the podcast and watch the film. And look out for a new bonus episode of the podcast coming soon. American Skyjacker. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
It's Dr. Andrea.
Here to save you about $5,000 and answer your pet questions. It's Dr. Andrea.
On the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Welcome back to you. If you're turning your radio on for the first time this morning, I'm sorry to say Nick couldn't be with us here again because he's still sick. If only he were a Weimaraner, our next guest could help him. But I mean it when I say we appreciate your patience and understanding for having a bit of a different sounding show for the time being. Hopefully he's back tomorrow. But we are taking pet questions at 651-989-9393. If your pet is broken, weird, or maybe something going on you need a professional to diagnose, our vet pal, Dr. Andrea from German Hospital, is in studio to take those questions. Morning, Doc.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm not as sick as you guys have been.
Jeez,
I'm sorry.
It's weird. So all of us were gone Tuesday, and it was like a domino effect. Nick, I woke up to a text from Nick saying, "Yeah, I can't make it in," and I was already like, "Oh shoot," because my voice was shot on Tuesday. Like I sound like Michael J. Fox, sore throat, headaches, that kind of stuff. But I came in. I get here. Ashley texts, "I can't come in." I called Dana, and Dana's like, "Dude, I don't think I can do it today." So whatever it was, It got all of us, and it's killed Nick's voice. So that's why he's still gone.
You definitely need that.
Yeah, I'm hoping he's feeling better. It seems like he's feeling better, but maybe we get him back tomorrow. Again, that's 651-989-9393. Make sure you can get your questions in. We'll get to as many of them as possible. I thought of you yesterday, Dr. Andrea, not just because you're coming in today, but because I had what I thought might have been an emergency situation with one of my dogs.
Oh, no.
Where we're both looking at each other like, what are we going to do here? He was choking on a treat, like one of those dental bones.
Yeah.
And they just go so fast, right? They love to eat them. And he's kind of like trying to get it up. And I'm thinking, well, if he's still making noises, it's probably good. But he's looking at me like, dude, are you going to do something? This is very uncomfortable. And so, I mean, you can give the Heimlich maneuver to a dog, right? Or no?
You can. Yeah, you can. But it's very rare for dogs to choke on bones like that. They have a pretty forceful way of ejecting things.
It took him a lot longer than I would have liked.
Did it?
Yeah.
I mean, and you're right. If he's still making noise, he can breathe. You know, it's like people too, right? If you're coughing,
I've
you
heard
can
that.
breathe.
When I was just telling you that I'm going to start feeding my son real food soon, and that's what like the advice says. Like if they're making noise, they're still trying to get it out.
Yep,
what?
you got it. But I mean, the biggest thing is you see dogs eat like tennis balls. If they catch it too aggressively, that's where it gets stuck back there.
Oh, yeah, I worry about that because I've got big dogs. So we have a ridiculously sized tennis ball.
Cool. I can imagine what I've seen those at the store, the huge ones.
Oh, it's
Probably
huge.
still get stuck in your dogs.
Well, that's the thing. If it gets stuck, that's on them. I think we're responsible pet owners. We tried to do it, and if they can, it would have to be on purpose if they chew that thing up.
Yeah.
Do you ever work with frogs?
No, but I have a frog.
Okay, so you'll know
about that.
something.
Mhm.
Metal Detecting Jesus says, my daughter's frog, and then in parentheses, some fat toad, hasn't eaten in a month. Should we be worried, or does this happen sometimes?
Well, I guess, is it like a land frog, a water frog? Because it's crazy the little microscopic stuff they can pick up in the aquarium that they get as nutrition. So my guess is there's algae or something in there if there's water that they can feed off of. I mean, I don't think that frog would be alive if it's been a month without eating.
Yeah, that sounds insane
So it's
to
getting
me.
something somewhere. I actually questioned that with my own frog. I'm like, I haven't fed you for a while, and he's happy as a clam.
He's
Because I think
vibing.
this stuff-
You can tell he's happy. He's hopping around more.
Totally.
Or
I don't know. I once went like 2 hours without eating, so
that's pretty
And you
long.
were tough to be around.
yeah, I was. You didn't like me that day, Josh.
No, you were a monster.
Big Bearded Jesus texted in, and he wants to know if somebody makes a meow collar. He has a 6-month-old kitty, and it is very loud.
No, not a thing like a bark collar.
Yeah.
Nope, I haven't seen it in a cat.
I feel
No.
like cats just wouldn't listen.
No.
Like, screw you.
No, and honestly, that'll subside as the cat gets older. It's a kitten.
They're
Lots to
usually
say.
loud, right?
Yeah.
I could picture a cat getting violent if you try to put something like that on him.
For sure. And it's probably in the middle of the night, too, which is the worst.
Oh, I've heard that from people where they
Yeah.
just say the cat's screaming in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
What is that? Ghosts? Cat ghosts?
Maybe.
Probably. Oh, I have a question thinking about cats and the darkness. So my cat likes to chill in our, it's a finished basement. I don't want it to seem like I just throw my cat in our dark,
Right.
dungy basement.
Like the Saw dungeon or
Yeah,
something?
Like
no.
it anyways, probably.
Yeah, probably. She loves being down there. It's away from the dogs. Dogs can't get to her. But sometimes I feel bad because I will notice that we forgot to leave a light on for her. Do cats care if there's,
No.
or do they prefer being in the darkness?
I mean, that's how they stalk their prey, too, is, they're doing it at night.
Oh, okay.
Getting mice and all that stuff. No, I don't think. Cats are so incredibly crazy in terms of their, hunting ability and their stalking ability. And they're They're fine in the dark.
That's so badass.
They really are. They really are.
Is it the same thing with dogs with leaving a light on? Because sometimes we'll be like, oh, God, we forgot to leave a light on for Charlie. We got to get home.
I think dogs probably have more of a preference for being in the light.
Yeah.
They're more like people than a cat.
I can imagine them just being terrified in the darkness. I can't see anything.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Is this a little extra as a dog owner? My wife recently got lights, like sensor lights for the stairs as you go up so that he doesn't have to go up and down the stairs in the dark anymore. Is that extra or is that smart in his old age?
It's smart. It's smart. I don't know if
You
I
can call it
need
extra if you want to call it extra.
It is extra.
That's what you do for Grandpa usually.
Staying on cats, somebody texted in and wants to know why their 5-year-old female cat is obsessed with rubbing on everything and getting smacked by a slipper over and over again.
Wow.
Is she crazy? They want to know.
Maybe. I mean, they love to rub on people and things. They like to get their scent on things. So I'm guessing that's probably why.
Yeah.
But smacked? I don't know.
I never had a cat before I met my husband, and his cat will like rub its corner of its mouth on me. Is that what it's doing?
Yeah, so they also have like a pheromone under their upper lip that certainly they like to spread that smell.
It's just, it always scares me because I'm afraid after that she's going to bite my hand.
Yeah, and a lot of times they will.
Why? Why do they do
just
that?
Get, like overstimulated and yeah, they're funny.
We got a dog here, 1.5 year, German Shepherd, who has had a licking fascination their entire life. She'd lick her kennel, the floor, the wall, her paws. She still licks her paws. And people have told him that's not good. She might have an infection. Is this something I should be worried about, they said?
You know, a lot of times licking medically can be related to reflux, like GERD or acid reflux, and they just have discomfort in their esophagus. So unfortunately, you could do a scope to look down and see what the esophagus looks like, but you could try over-the-counter like Pepcid AC.
Some like Prilosec?
Yeah, and see if that helps, because a lot of times they'll lick if they have some GI upset or reflux. So sometimes it's behavioral, though, and it's just like an OCD thing.
GERD is such a funny word. I want to start using it as an insult.
Yeah.
You're such a GERD.
It is. It's like a pizzle rot.
Yeah, pizzle rot.
Quick compliment for you here, Dr. Andrea. You deserve all of them.
Oh.
GNR Twins Jesus said their Ridgeback Changa is in for the... You're familiar?
Yeah, I actually just stopped in this morning on the way to work, and I said hello to Changa.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, having surgery today.
Yes, with
That's
Dr.
crazy.
K.
Good luck. Yeah.
And they said they just wanted to say they go to German because they've heard how great you are on the radio.
I
and
love that.
They said they'd love to meet you someday.
Oh, cool. I saw them walking in with Changa this morning.
Do we got time for a poop question?
Love poop questions.
This is from Appliance Whisperer Jesus. My 10-month-old Australian Shepherd eats my German Shepherd's poop all the time. How do I get it to stop?
They're never going to stop.
They won't.
Once they get a taste for it?
You can try anything.
It's
They love it.
crazy. I would be a bajillionaire if I had some magic potion or medication to get dogs to stop eating poop.
Especially frozen. It's
They
a
love
delicacy when it's frozen.
poopsicles. They
Yep.
love them. Or the Tootsie Rolls from cats.
That's just
yeah.
trifling.
We had
No.
a poop eater dog. It sucked.
Yeah, actually two.
And the
out
burps
of-
were terrible.
Oh,
my
no.
God.
Ew.
You might go, oh my God, that's gross.
2 out of 3 of my dogs do that. One of them, though, the black lab that you see,
Yeah.
she doesn't really
Right on.
get free reign outside, so she obviously does not eat
Yeah.
feces anymore. But yeah, one of mine still does, and I forget about it until after he's licked my face.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh, great. Yeah, all over my face.
It's like a second meal for them.
Ew.
My very first dog was a Cocker Spaniel. We got him when I was in 4th grade. And named Cody. He was great. He was a wonderful dog. Miss him all the time.
Cute
But
name.
when he was a puppy, he pooped on the floor, and I was the only one around. So I went to go get a paper towel, and I came back, and the poop was gone. And I was so confused because I didn't know that was a thing. And I was like looking around like, where'd it go? Did I imagine that? And then my mom was like, Dana, I think he ate it.
Yep.
And I was so horrified as a child. I didn't realize that was a thing at the time.
It's gross.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah.
My dog, so we have to tie them up kind of close to each other, and every once in a while they'll just pee on the other one, and the other one doesn't care.
Really?
I don't fully
Oh,
understand.
yeah, I've seen that before.
You have?
Yeah.
They're in
Your
the
dogs
water.
are in
I
the
don't
golden
get it either.
showers.
Yeah.
Well, mine are. I can tell you that.
Colostomy Bag Jesus wants to know why his dog does air humping all the time. He'll just be standing there looking at them. They'll be petting his ears, and then he just starts humping the air.
Yeah, so he's excited.
Air
excited.
humping. I've never seen
yeah,
that.
I have. I don't know if he's neutered or not, but sometimes that will help if you neuter him. But he's just overstimulated. Cats bite. Dogs hump air when they're overstimulated.
It's so funny seeing it happen. Next time it happens at my house, I'll send you a video, Josh.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's kind of funny when they do that.
That does sound kind of hilarious.
Are dogs attracted to a certain type of people? Because my best friend has a dog named Walt, a big old dog. And
Love that dog.
And yeah, you met that dog. Anytime I'm over there, he just incessantly humps me nonstop. And I'm the only one he humps.
I saw this happen. So I was over at Dana's friend's house.
Did you really?
And we were waiting for Dana to come over. And there's like, I don't know, 5 girls there. Dog never tried to hump any of us. Dana walks in and it was just like attack.
Oh, and it's not. It's like I try to walk away. I'll walk over to the other side of the room, humping me. I go to the refrigerator. He's trying to hump me. Like, am I just sexy to dogs or something?
Apparently, or he's threatened by you with all the ladies in the house.
Oh, maybe.
Trying to dominate.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
He's in charge.
Yeah, for sure.
That's incredible.
Oh yeah, and he's an aggressive humper too. My goodness.
Yeah, he's big. Like he could take you down.
Oh yeah, he's a big old dog.
Wow. Yeah, he's trying to dominate you.
Okay, just show the women in the room that he's in charge
You
still.
got it. Yep.
Okay.
Sounds like it's working.
And also, he didn't really need to prove anything. There's no way I was in charge of that room whatsoever.
Wow. Yeah, they do it.
Here's a person that has a husky cat. He or she says, I have a really fat cat, probably 30 pounds.
Wow.
Just curious to know what kind of diet I should put him on. He's 13.
Roly-poly.
Oof. I mean, is he a Maine Coon? Because they don't get 30 pounds. I mean, I'm guessing that cat's very overweight. You don't want him to get diabetes. I would put him on a prescription diet I really like called OM, overweight management, but it also can be used as a kind of preventative for diabetes because it's like the Atkins diet. High in protein, low in carbs.
Just start fat shaming him.
Yeah. Yeah. I would consider the Purina OM. I like that food.
What is cat acne and how can I help my cat get rid of it? Nicholas wants to know.
Yeah, we see that a lot on their chin.
I think we get dog acne.
Yeah, you do with your Danes, right? Yeah. So make sure you're cleaning the bowls. Ceramic bowls aren't as good as getting like a metal or a glass bowl. I prefer a metal bowl when it comes to chin acne. And then literally go to Walgreens and get benzoyl peroxide, like the acne spot treatment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it dries it up.
You put like a Mighty patch?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it would stick.
What's a Mighty patch?
It's like these. You might have seen them. They have like different brands where there's little stars.
The people put them on their faces.
Yeah.
No.
So you cover up zits, and it like extracts what a zit has inside of it. They're actually some of the greatest things ever. I would endorse them forever.
Yeah. Wouldn't work for a cat, but
sad. Somebody said that they have a 6-year-old black cat and they just got a tiny kitten. Should he feed them separately? They have an automatic feeder, but they seem to have different eating habits. So,
I mean, I'd make sure they're getting along okay first. Make sure that they like each other. But you want to feed that if the cat's not spayed or neutered yet, you want to still be on kitten food. So I would separate their feeding. Otherwise, typically cats are pretty good about kind of having their own place to eat next, even if they're side by side, as long as the older cat's not aggressive.
Wow, dogs are usually the complete opposite.
Totally. Mm-hmm.
Can I ask a vet etiquette question when you go into the veterinarian's office, Dr. Andrea?
I love that. Yeah.
So I was reminded of this. This happened about a decade ago, but we took our current dog to the vet recently, and you weigh him. They got that big, floor scale that they step on.
Yeah.
About a decade ago, I was taking my old dog, Tori Joe, to the vet. And at the time, my wife, she didn't want a scale in the house. She was one of those people that didn't want to have it, because she constantly wanted to weigh herself and stuff. And I didn't mind. I didn't care. 'Cause I didn't care how much I weighed. But as I was sitting there with the dog, I realized I hadn't weighed myself in a while. And I was just kind of curious. So I asked the vet, I go, would you mind if I stepped on there too, just kind of see where I'm at? And you could tell she never had that request before. She goes, Sure, I guess. Has that ever happened to you, and how would you respond?
I mean, all the time. More so like the little kids that come in.
Okay.
They want to get on the scale.
That's
and
fun.
See how much they weigh. And, sometimes I'll sit on the scale and talk to a client, and then I realize the client's looking up at the number on the scale. I'm like, I should probably get off this scale.
But you're a tiny thing. I bet if I saw that, I'd be like, oh, you bitch.
Dana, you bring up an interesting topic, though. Are there some veterinarian etiquette things we should be aware of as clients? Certain things that maybe kind of drive vets nuts?
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe this could be a public service announcement for vets.
Well, there's a couple things. Don't bring your dog in with someone that doesn't know what's going on. So, like the teenage boy that just it's a chore for the day.
Yep.
We get a lot of that. We get a lot of the nannies or the babysitters coming in.
Wayzetta, yep.
Or we'll get the husbands that have no idea
that's
what's
so
going
sad.
on, and you're like, what?
Oh yeah,
So
my
those
wife would never let me bring the dog by myself.
Yeah, that's a big one. The other one, and I know my pediatrician doesn't like this either, but when you're scheduled with one pet, don't bring two and add on like, oh, hey, this one has an issue too.
By the way, look at this rash.
You don't have the time to do that. You want to spend time with the one that it's scheduled for.
What about them being on leashes?
Yes, that's another big one.
I've always felt so bad because there's been times where I forget to bring a leash, and so then I just have to carry my larger dog.
Always on a leash, and always have a cat in a carrier. People will come in just carrying the cat or in like a laundry basket or a box, and they can easily sneak out and disappear. So for sure, a cat in a carrier.
I learned a great way to get a cat in a carrier, and I've never seen it done before.
Tranquilize it?
Well, yeah, that works too. Just a bunch of trazodone, right? Somebody grabbed a Target bag, a little plastic grocery bag, and the cat just climbs in there because cats love bags, and then you just put the bag in the carrier.
That's a great
idea. The
idea.
cat's like, well, what the hell? Yeah. Why'd you do that to me?
Does the cat look at you with respect? Like, nice.
Yeah. Game recognizes game.
Saw Shaver at Hy-Vee Jesus said he has a 5-month-old male pup who's been regurgitating his food lately, typically within 5 to 10 minutes of eating it. But then he does eat it up and is fine after that. What gives? Already have a slow feeder, but nothing else has changed.
Interesting. Well, I mean, he's a puppy. Could he have gotten into something that's sitting in his stomach? I actually, on Tuesday, just removed a stuffed animal from a 4-year-old's dog's stomach. They actually just ate the feet of the stuffed animal and nothing else, and they got stuck. But they usually vomit. If it's in the stomach, they usually vomit right after they eat. So I worry about that. I'd also just have a dog checked out, make sure it's gaining weight, make sure there's nothing maybe the dog was born with that's causing these symptoms. Otherwise, smaller, more frequent meals. Try that too.
Poor puppy.
I know.
Do you think try those things first and then don't need to go to a vet right away? Or
yeah, I mean, I would try a couple of those things, but if it's consistent, I think he probably needs an x-ray.
Gotcha. Well, thank you.
It's Dr. Andrea
on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
All right, we're back. Unfortunately, without Nick because he's still dealing with a nasty bug. It's taken out half the staff around here. The last couple weeks, everybody's sick. But we do have the best vet, not just on the radio, but in town and maybe the entire world. Dr. Andrea from Gurman Animal Hospital is with us, taking your questions this morning on any concerns you may have about your family pet. You can text us at 651-989-9393. Couple things we've already covered. Make sure when you show up at the vet office, you know why you brought the vet in. Or tell your nanny. It sounds like you get nannies running around.
Yeah, husbands, nannies, and teenage boys. Like, what?
And the other thing we learned is that Dana has a sexual relationship brewing with his friend's dog.
Yep. Yeah. Me and Walt.
Walt likes to hump Dana every time he's around.
We just have a special bond, Josh. You wouldn't understand, okay?
Barsaw Jesus said, just humping back.
He'll probably bite you.
Assert your dominance, Dana.
Yeah, maybe that's all he wants.
Yeah.
Maybe that's all he wants.
Somebody texted in regarding the topic of vet etiquette and said, vet etiquette, don't hit on your vet. She likes you, doesn't like you, likes your pet. Misspoke.
Yes. Yeah.
I imagine that happens to you often.
It's happened.
How awkward is that? Because it's usually just you and them in a room. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes you have an
There's some
assistant that's
scenarios
with you.
where I'll
but
be like, hey, guy tech, why don't you come in with me? You know, there's some of those scenarios you're like, or
Does somebody ever show up with the price tag still on the dog because they bought it just to meet you? Anything like that?
No.
So we talked about fat cats earlier, and Intermediate Jesus wants to know how heavy is too heavy to make an overweight cat. They say their roommate won't change the cat's diets. They've been telling him for years you should. I guess he thinks the cats are overweight.
Yeah, I mean, some cats are just big boned, right? I mean, the average
That's what my
cat-
grandma used to say. I was a fat kid. And she'd say, no, you were just...
You were?
Yeah.
You're husky.
I know, right? That's hard to believe.
Big boned,
Yeah.
or she would call me big boned or husky, yeah.
Wow. I mean, I would say the average cat is 10 to 12 pounds. So that cat is twice plus size of what it should be. Now, if it's a Maine Coon, those cats are 18 pounds. I've never seen a 30-pound cat. So I would say probably that cat needs to lose a good 10 to 15 pounds.
I bet
that
it
much?
looks adorable.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like babies. You know,
Yeah.
when my youngest was born, my daughter, who's, I don't know, how much older is she? Like almost 10 years older. She said that all she wanted was a fat baby. She didn't care if she was a brother, a sister. and boy, did he get fat.
I respect that. That's so cute.
It worked out.
Speaking of fat pets, somebody wants to know they have a 130, 140-pound yellow lab, and they limit their dog's food intake. But the problem is that this lab goes around their farm, eats the corn, eats anything they want, eats cow placentas.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
How do you get them to stop eating cow
Well,
placentas?
I remember when I was a student, we were birthing a cow or cattle and a calf, excuse me, and the border collie was just like drooling, sitting there waiting to take the placenta because it all comes out and it's a lot of it. Yeah, so they like the afterbirth.
You know
That's
what?
so
Who
gross.
doesn't?
I should have brought one of my dogs with to the hospital when I gave birth.
It's like a delicacy.
I have a family member who had hers capsulized, and she ate it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard it. I mean, I heard it's really great for you. But
We-
I mean, they asked me like, "What are you gonna do with your placenta?" I was like, "Whatever you want to do with it."
Like
I
who,
don't
the
care.
valet at the hospital or a doctor?
Yeah.
Is there a recommended broad-spectrum worm parasite for outdoor cats, both over-the-counter and prescription? If somebody wants to know.
Well, I think a couple things. One, Revolution for those like ectoparasites, meaning heartworm, flea and tick. That's the topical treatment, but a lot of times we'll use like Pyrantel or we'll use ivermectin, things like that to help minimize parasites for outdoor cats. But you want to be more preventative than actually treating them. Yeah. Drontal works too.
This listener has an 8-pound sheepom, and it constantly sticks her tongue out and just licks the air like a snake. Why does she do that?
One of our dogs does that.
Sometimes they do that when they're itchy. If they're just uncomfortable or itchy, like if they have allergies, they'll lick the air. But once again, that could be, Dana, your favorite word, GERD.
GERD.
I mean, it could be GERD too.
Speaking of tongues, I had a dog, or a friend who had a dog that the tongue was just constantly hanging out the side of its mouth.
I've got one of those.
Is that common? What's the deal with that?
Depends on the breed. Maybe they have like a big underbite or overbite, or the teeth are missing.
I'm convinced my lab widow
Yeah.
that her tongue just like doesn't fit in her mouth.
Could
It's
be.
constantly
Some
just.
dogs have crazy long tongues.
It's just like the little tip
Yeah.
sticks out, and I go to like push it back in because it's just
Right back out.
it's dry.
Get in there.
Yeah, you go back where you belong.
What do you got? It's so cute. Oh.
This person says, my cat is having coughing attack. A lot of cat questions today.
Yeah.
It's heavily on the cat side.
I love it.
My cat is having coughing attacks and sometimes puking from them. He's 13 and never had an issue with coughing before.
Interesting. Yeah, so feline asthma is very, very common. So cats can get asthma. If you can actually hear that cat wheeze, it could be asthma. They get a little
Aw.
Sounds
inhaler.
cute.
Oh, yeah.
But you would need x-rays. And then I'd also have that cat's heart listened to, make sure there's no heart murmur or heart disease. But cats don't typically cough with heart disease. They usually vomit. But if the cat's vomiting, I'd get it checked out.
This person has a cat who's 6, and ever since they got her as a kitten, she's been eating plastic, like bags and stuff like that. They've done everything they can to stop. How do you stop something like that?
Yeah, it's a fetish. It's a plastic fetish. I mean, unfortunately, she likes it. So you just got to avoid the cat from eating it. Otherwise, you'll need to have surgery. I wish there was something else that was easier to solve it, but no. Just get the plastic out of the cat's vicinity.
Well, I'll tell you what. I lived with my girlfriend, and I moved in together, which was a great idea.
Always.
Yeah. You guys still talk?
Yeah, it was real smart. You know what? Actually, we're on good terms.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And she had 2 cats, and one of them ate. It was my apartment that she moved into. Ate the little rubber door stoppers.
Oh.
And had to have surgery.
Yeah.
And I mean, shoot, it was like $2,000. It was ridiculous. But I
Yeah.
felt so bad. I never had a cat. I didn't know that would be a thing. So the vet's like, just go around the house, make sure there's none more. So I did. And then all of a sudden, the same thing happened. It was like she couldn't, go. Like she was just puking everything up. And turns out there was another door stopper.
Oh, you missed one?
And I'll tell you, the look I got from the vet was not good. Furious. I looked everywhere for those. I don't know if the cat just had a stash.
Probably.
He loved eating those, but that made no sense to me why he would continue to do that after everything we went through before.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Well, and the problem is, and the reason the vet was probably mad is because cutting into something that's already been opened up multiple times is really not fun to do. So the more they have surgery, the harder it is, the more scar tissue.
Can you just put a zipper on it?
Yeah,
for irresponsible
we have
cat
a couple
owners?
of those at the clinic. They
Found
need
out
zippers.
That one needed it.
This is a really good question. I'm sure a lot of people are wondering it. When is it too cold to bring your dog for a walk?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I really think those short-haired dogs, I worry more about their paws than their actually body warmth because they have that fur. With the road salt, the ice, they start to be uncomfortable. So I don't necessarily think there's a specific temperature, but use your best judgment. Last Friday, don't take your dog for a walk. Just like us, we don't want to go out.
Yeah. Get those little booties.
You can do booties, you can do jackets, but if you're going to do a walk, do a short walk. Unless it's like a Bernese Mountain Dog or a Samoyed.
Yeah. Or like a Husky.
The
Huskies
Nordic
love
breeds.
the
Yeah.
winter. Oh.
Mhm.
I know you answer this question a lot, but we are getting texts about your recommended dental treats.
Yeah, the CET, the Verbac CET dental chews. I love
my
them.
dogs love those.
Yeah, they're great.
It
They're
is weird.
awesome.
Yeah, that we give them to our dogs, and it really works.
It does. They have cat ones too, and they have vegetarian ones if your dog has skin and food allergies.
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought it was like a bougie cat, like, no, I don't eat meat.
They need it. Cats need it. They
Yeah,
need meat.
it works great. They're not cheap. I'll tell you that.
No, they're
that part
not.
kind of sucks.
Yeah.
They're not cheap, but especially if you got more than one dog
Yeah.
and you're doing a couple a day, meaning like one each.
Yeah.
Well, they recommend more than one a day. We just can't afford it. It's
well,
crazy.
and it's
expensive.
calories too. I usually say a couple times a week or once a week. You
Oh,
don't
really?
Need to do it every day.
Oh, that's even better.
And I mean, they want to sell their product, right?
Yeah.
So-
exactly.
We've been giving them one a day, and it has made a difference. Because
Really?
it's
Great.
absolutely awful when they don't have them. So you can tell, like, if we go a week
Really?
without buying them, like we tried to slow down on it, and we paid the price.
Really?
Definitely.
Wow.
Well, it looks like we're out of time. Dr. Andrea, thank you so
Yeah,
much for
of
joining
course,
us.
Of course.
Braving the cold. We appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much for those of you that text in. Apologize for the text we couldn't get. Hopefully, our boy Nick is back with us again tomorrow. Have a great Thursday.
Half-assed morning show 93X.
Happy New Year, podcast pals. Dana here to give my daily love to everybody at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Just a quick brag, I'm a Smart Club member. And yeah, it's a big deal because when the polar vortex hits, your house will let you know real fast. That's why right now is honestly the best time to do comfort upgrades. Standard's running a ton of specials right now. Things like whole home humidifiers to fix that dry winter air, UV lights to help keep the air cleaner, and ERVs that bring in that fresh air without dumping the heat. Trust me, you will notice a difference in a big way. Be cozy this winter. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930. Online at standardheating.com.